Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports a federal judge on Monday threw out a criminal case against a Nevada rancher and 3 other men over a 2014 standoff with federal agents, saying prosecutors had repeatedly withheld evidence from the defense. U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning that rancher Cliven Bundy, 2 of his sons, and another man will not face another trial. Navarro had declared a mistrial last month. The judge's decision was a rebuke to prosecutors in the politically charged case, which arose from Bundy's grazing of cattle on federal land without paying fees for 2 decades. His defiance galvanized right-wing groups challenging U.S. government authority over vast tracts of public land. Bundy emerged from the courthouse to cheers from about 100 supporters and said he still did not recognize federal authority over the land where he grazed his herds. Navarro told a packed Las Vegas courtroom that prosecutors made several misrepresentations to the defense and to the court that amounted to misconduct and prevented a fair trial of Cliven Bundy, his sons Ryan and Ammon Bundy, and Ryan Payne. She said more than 1,000 pages of FBI memos were kept from the defense until well past an October deadline. Prosecutors appeared stunned after the judge's decision, and the Bundy family members wept in the spectator section. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Americans across the nation made their voices heard this week as they demanded more mind-blowing guitar solos. Calling for the solos to be, quote, face-meltingly cool and go on for well over 10 minutes, Americans stressed that all guitar solos from now on should be equally as kick-ass as those in Van Halen's Hot for Teacher and AC/DC's Thunderstruck, or even better.
It should start out really slow, and then get faster and faster until they're all the way up at the top of the guitar neck and bending the notes like crazy, so it's like, and then there's all this awesome pyrotechnic stuff going off in the background. They should all be like that.
And in this week's local news, a report noted that on its surface, Glenbrook, Ohio is a small town like any other, a peaceful, all-American town. And yet, the report's authors added, if you only look closer, what you find may surprise you. In other news, a man is just having one of those decades where he doesn't feel like doing anything.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It is Free Talk Live, and you can bring up whatever you want. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And we have Skype at Skype username LRN.FM. Will Coley joining me. I'm Ian Freeman. Will, you're the marathon man here today, man.
Yeah.
Daryl Perry's got competition for like the radio addict. Like he's got like 3 different shows that he does, but the total number of hours per week, not as many now as the Call to Freedom, which you guys launched yesterday here on LRN.FM.
Yeah.
And you continued today. And when I say launched, I should say launched as a weekday program.
Yeah.
It had been on for a couple of years as a Sunday night show.
Moving on up.
Yep. And then you moved up literally to New Hampshire about 3 or 4 months ago. What was it? Beginning of September?
Yeah, mid-September.
So 4-ish,
like
4 or 5
something like that.
Months ago. It's been a trial by cold instead of trial by fire up here. You guys have had the most dumpinest on kind of early winter season because we're not even through this thing yet.
A once-in-a-century weather event,
yeah.
And we happened to move here for it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of snow. It's piled up outside. It's gotten very, very cold here in New Hampshire. So it really doesn't get much worse than this. So welcome to New Hampshire. You kicked off your weekday version of Call to Freedom yesterday, and we also sort of like, when it rains it pours. There was all this change that happened at once. You were launching your show, and YouTube the night before pulled the feed from the LRN.FM streaming camera. And so immediately I went to go look for other options, and we'd actually had a thread on our Free Talk Live forum where listeners were saying, hey, we'd like to see you guys on Twitch. So we did that, and last night the results from Twitch were that we, on our first night on Twitch, we had more viewers on Twitch, and I'm not talking about a bunch, like 11 was I think our peak at one point, but we had more viewers on Twitch than when I looked over at our YouTube channel, so there was the YouTube channel for LRN.FM, which is the Liberty Radio Network. That's the one that got cut off. We also have the YouTube channel for Free Talk Live, which has been around for years.
Yeah.
That channel's been around for years.
Yeah.
We had more viewers on Twitch last night than we had on the Free Talk Live YouTube channel. First night on Twitch.
That's not bad.
So welcome aboard.
We had a pretty healthy amount of viewers from Twitch as well.
That's what I'm saying. Generally, it's doing much better on Twitch, and maybe that's because there's younger people there. Maybe because they're just more active, more interested in finding new things. I don't know.
It's more of a video game atmosphere too, so I think that might have kind of a it's a techno crowd.
That's true. That's true. And we do talk about like cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, when you're
like
talking about emerging technologies, cryptocurrencies, hardware or software, you're going to get more of those kind of folks that are going to be coming in and wanting to watch and calling into the show. And
they got their own chat room over on Twitch as well. So again, welcome to all of our new listeners and viewers here tonight. And I'm pleased that you are going for 6 hours of radio here. It's going to be you're going to be exhausted when you get home tonight. I mean, it's not
not like a real
work
day.
No, it's not like laying brick or anything that's actually exhausting. But it is somewhat mentally taxing. Going through 3 hours of radio, let alone 6.
You have to be funny for 6 hours in a row. I mean, pithy and witty and on point and smart all at the same time. I mean, for me, it's like teaching class, though. Like, I used to give 6 or 8 hours worth of lectures at a university a day.
No big deal, then. Let's go to AC. He's on the line to start things out here tonight via Skype. AC, you're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, I got a couple small things before I get to my topic.
All right.
First off, I was listening to some of the new promos you put out from last year, and I got to say, good stuff. Comedy gold right there.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did 16 new 60-second long promos for Free Talk Live. That was basically how I spent my Christmas, just editing audio all day. That's what I did.
Yeah. It's really good stuff.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Another thing is...
by the way, listeners can see or listen to those, rather, over at promos.freetalklive.com. There's dozens of them there.
Yeah. Oh, I do love spending time listening to the promos. They're awesome. But anyway, another small thing is at the end of your show for the first day of the new year, you had this person call in, this, I'm guessing liberal person, call in and complain to you about how you guys are against social programs. And when you argued about the violence aspect of it, she was like, well, if you don't like it, then get out of the country, you effer. I'm like, yeah, you need to make a promo out of that one too, because that would be great.
Man, if I don't mark it at the time that it happens,
it was on the.
If you want to find the time code and then shoot me an email about it, I'll make a note and check it out. But
okay, sure.
Yeah, so that would be the easiest way to do it. I appreciate that.
So don't worry about it.
All right, the next thing.
Well, anyway, to get into my main topic, which I think is a good story to talk about, because you guys have been talking about the Jeff Sessions and the marijuana thing, and I got this story. I heard this story first from Secular Talk, who's this liberal guy I like to listen to, and it was a pretty interesting story. Apparently, an advisor who's a conservative on the marijuana policy to Attorney Jeff Sessions wants to see doctors make drug testing a routine part of primary care medicine.
Oh dear.
And force some users into treatment against their will.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. So this guy is named Dr. Robert DuPont.
Okay.
And he was a small group of drug experts invited to a closed-door meeting with Sessions last month to discuss federal operations for dealing with rapid liberation of state marijuana laws. And basically, this guy, from what I understand, is he's the one who invented the term gateway drug, I guess.
Oh, wow. This guy's a real scumbag.
Yeah, he's a real scumbag. Yeah. So,
before you go on, I just think that just trying to think about this here, they're saying they want these are the Republicans who supposedly don't want the government to control health care, if you believe the rhetoric. who on one hand they're saying they don't want the government to control healthcare, but oh yeah, we do want to make sure that every primary care physician is giving mandatory government mandated drug tests to all of their customers, and then we're going to force them into treatment if they test positive. But yet we don't want the government running healthcare. I mean, you cannot have it both ways.
Yeah, it's just one of those hypocritical things with conservatives who say we are conservatives, we are for small government. Oh yeah, we need to lock down the border. Oh yeah, we gotta make some serious restrictions for marijuana use. Yeah, it's such hypocrisy. It's just hilarious.
Well, the good news is Vermont is expecting to pass legislatively marijuana legalization as soon as I've heard, maybe as soon as tomorrow. Certainly probably going to happen this week. The governor there...
New Hampshire passed it today.
The state representatives. State representatives passed it with a good margin, but unfortunately, as you talked about on Call to Freedom, the governor in New Hampshire has pledged to veto, which shouldn't be a surprise, because when he ran for office, he said he would be against legalization.
Yeah, well, he's going to toe the line for the thin blue line crowd. I mean, that's what Republicans do.
He's gonna, but he did sign Decrim last year.
But there's but what does Decrim do?
A minor penalty reduction.
We don't throw you in jail anymore, but we still get to take your money.
Oh yeah, it's not good, but it's still an improvement over what we had.
Well, yeah, but it's the state. The reason why he's not going to support full legalization is because the police and the sheriff's unions want to keep that income.
No doubt.
So
no doubt.
Decrim is fine with them because they still get to write you a fine. They don't throw you in jail, and they don't have to spend the money to prosecute you anymore. It's literally straight profits for them now.
Well, the
first 3 times they catch you.
There's something you need to know that's a little different about New Hampshire, though. One of the reasons why, if you look at police logs in New Hampshire, like a town or a city, you look at their logs and you see when they pull people over for speeding or whatever, a lot of the time, they issue warnings. And you have to ask yourself, well, why? Because, in some towns, outside of New Hampshire,
contact quotas.
They'll pull you over and they'll issue a ticket because that's a town budget thing. Like, they're feeding their police department on those tickets. Like the classic example is Waldo, Florida, which was a speed trap until I think they finally actually abolished the police department there within the last few years.
We used to work at the flea markets there when I was a kid, and it was no exaggeration.
It was a speed trap town. That's all it was. The whole town was funded based off that. In New Hampshire, the funds from speeding tickets cannot go to the department. They go to the state general fund. So the local police don't have as much of an incentive to actually write tickets. Now, it's different for the state police because, again, they work for the state. There's more coming up here in moments. AC, if you got more, you can stand by. It's Free Talk Live.
And not to mention the shedding, I would vacuum the carpet 3 times a week. Frodo was scratching all night long, bouncing on the side of the bed, keeping me awake the whole entire night from all the scratching and chewing. It kind of makes you neurotic.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy?
Mounds and mounds of fur all over the place.
Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com. If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
Dinovite is nutrition. The omega-3 fatty acids,
flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
He gobbles it up. He's not up all night scratching. His shedding is minimal, and it is such a pleasure to have my calm, relaxed, non-shedding puppy back. And I have to thank Dinovite for that.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dinovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
I got my Blink home security system delivered right to my door. I downloaded the app and it walked me right through the easy setup. Even with my complicated router system, I was done in like 10 minutes. Now it notifies me whenever something moves in front of the wireless cameras, or I can just check it whenever I want right from my phone. And I got you a deal. Get 3 Blink cams for what the other guys charge you for 1, plus an extra 10% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. 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 I've said it many times on air, and I'll say it here. The New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is one of the most important organizations for freedom in the world. New Hampshire is ground zero for freedom, and the NHLA is the best organization at promoting effective liberty activism. This ad is sponsored by Free Talk Live, and I, Mark Edge, am a lifetime member because I believe in the NHLA. Please check them out at nhliberty.org. Not everyone can move right now, but you can support the cause. Donate top cryptocurrencies or old-fashioned U.S. dollars, nhliberty.org. Visit their website and see what they're all about, nhliberty.org.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live. You may dial toll-free here to bring up anything you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. Coming up here tonight, there is a new soda tax that is hitting one of the cities in the United States. We'll tell you about that, and it's expensive. It's going to get even more pricey to drink your favorite sugary beverage in Seattle. We'll tell you more about it coming up here, and it's Ian and Will in the studio with you tonight. Also, let's talk about nutritional supplements for a moment. Over 60% of Americans take one, and for good reason. Nutrient depletion of our soil, coupled with dependence on processed foods, has left most people deficient in those essential nutrients. But where do you start? If you visit a naturopath, you'll likely be told a cheap vitamin mineral supplement doesn't cut it. You'll also need probiotics, enzymes, antioxidants, and other nutrients. And by the time it's all said and done, you're buying 5 bottles of product and spending $150 per month. If that's the situation that you've experienced, then you need to know about Whole Food Multi-Complete. For 15 years, Whole Food Multi-Complete has been quietly providing what the big guys won't. It's the perfect blend of supplements in a single product, and they've taken the expense and complexity out of following a complete supplement program. Just visit simplifymysupplements.com to learn more and use coupon code FTL to get 10% off your order. Every time you order, your satisfaction's guaranteed or your money back. That's coupon code FTL to get 10% off at simplifymysupplements.com. As we continue here, AC is on the line with us on Skype. We were talking with you about cannabis decriminalization there just a few moments ago, but I wasn't sure if you got through all your thoughts, so please go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a little bit more. The article I'm reading from, by the way, is from the Daily Beast, so if you want to look it up and read further into it, you can. They part of the article here, they mentioned this guy that I mentioned earlier, Dr. Robert DuPont, the guy who's advocating that doctors should start drug testing people now.
Oh, right. A government mandate of governments drug testing their patients or their doctors.
Yeah. This guy, he's become one of the most influential drug warriors of the past century. It says here he began his career as a lefty on drug control in the 1970s, calling then for interestingly enough, the decriminalization of marijuana possession. But then he launched the first U.S. and launched the first U.S. methadone treatment program for heroin. Interesting enough.
Okay.
back in 1971. But then in the 1980s, he became a righty and started popularizing the claim that marijuana was a, quote, gateway drug, which is a
It's been
terminology.
disproved, by the way, many times, including by the government's own Institute of Medicine study, I believe, from the year 1999, which they didn't want to find that out, but they did end up finding out that, according to science, it's not a gateway drug.
Yeah.
Nicotine, alcohol, those are gateway drugs. The first thing I ever did was smoke a cigarette. Well, no. Chew tobacco.
There you go.
Yeah. And then another thing is that in 2010, this guy proposed a national model bill that called for law enforcement to test anyone stopped for suspicions of driving under the influence for all controlled substances and arresting them if there were any trace at all showed up in their systems, regardless of the amount. And so this guy seems to be—he's a really.
And now
hardcore
he's like working
drug
for the Trump administration. This guy.
Yeah, he's an assistant. He's a marijuana.
Surprise.
He's a marijuana advisor to Jeff Sessions. Yeah.
Well, they ought to hire somebody like the Prince of Pot, like Mark Emery from Canada. He ought to be the marijuana advisor to Trump. They're going in the wrong direction. But I think it's just too little, too late. Despite all of the rumblings from Jeff Sessions, sorry, California just legalized cannabis. Maine, Massachusetts, Nevada, all of those states in 2016 by voter initiative legalized cannabis, and it sounds like this week Vermont's going to do the same thing to be the first state to do it by the legislative process, which is even harder to accomplish than getting ballot initiatives done.
Yeah, but everybody knows that's where it starts. First they smoke the marijuana, then they start listening into the jazz music.
Yeah,
and
let's do it.
They'll be dancing with the colored folk.
Thanks for the call tonight, AC. I appreciate you bringing that story forward. Disturbing stuff. The toll-free number here, if you want to join us, is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. And as we have seen with prohibition, it's the prohibition that makes marijuana a gateway drug, meaning that for me, I didn't smoke a cigarette first. I actually did. I think I had alcohol first, and then shortly thereafter cannabis. But ultimately, they found out in their study that it's a gateway because it's associated with drug dealers who push other things.
Yeah.
So because marijuana is being sold in some cases alongside with the same or by the same person who might be selling heroin or something like that, it increases the likelihood that the marijuana buyer might try something else.
Now, here's the funny thing, though. When I was younger, like when I was working in the club scene
in Florida,
I had quit using hard drugs. I didn't drink, and I only smoked cannabis, and that was the only thing that I would do.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this huge bust where the St. Pete police were so proud of this bust that they literally put up billboards talking about, if you think it's dry this month, wait till November.
We talked about this on Free Talk Live probably in like 2002 or 2003.
Yep. I lived in St. Pete when that happened.
Yeah.
And that's when I started using crystal meth. I was a meth addict for a year.
Wait, because you couldn't get weed?
Yeah, I was.
Gosh.
I couldn't get weed for 2.5 weeks, and I was like, I just want to smoke. I want to get.
Wow.
I want to relax after work.
Did
and
you? Did somebody just offer it to you? Were they like, oh, Will, you here, try some of this, or were you going out looking for it?
No, I had a friend that was like, you know what, I can't find any smoke, but I do have a buddy that has
some shards.
This. And was there, and he had it, and he was like, you just hit the pipe. It's no big deal. And I did, and I didn't like it. I really didn't.
Really?
It was something I didn't enjoy.
But you kept doing it.
I ended up moving in with that guy and ended up selling it, and then got hooked on it, and I lost a whole year of my life to I literally had to move
no money, no
away.
Left, right?
Well, no, I had tons of money.
Really?
I was selling it. I was working in clubs.
Okay. So you weren't smoking all your profits.
No.
Okay.
But I mean,
it's unusual. A lot of people do.
But that was a horrible change in my life, and it did a lot of damage to myself.
Bust.
Because I couldn't get access to cannabis. And then the funny thing is like even when I was using crystal meth, I was the kind of guy that if it was gone, I didn't care. I was never really like hooked on it. But I still did it all the time.
Because it was there.
And it was easier to get my hands on than cannabis.
Wow. And of course, we've seen with the prohibition and young people, for instance, the big fear is that they're going to get hooked on these drugs. But people want to alter their state of consciousness. They're going to seek that out. Do you want them to smoke marijuana? or do you want them to huff gasoline?
For real?
Do you want them to smoke, crystal meth? Do you want them to smoke crack? I mean, if they're going to alter their state of consciousness, wouldn't it be best if they were using marijuana? I mean, wouldn't that be like one of the safest possible routes for them to go? I would say, yeah, it would.
Well, so would medical history. But, who cares about facts and stuff like that when you have sheriff's unions and police unions and prison guards unions and the, lobby industries that you need to please that are going to come out against you if you don't support them.
Right. And then the other side of it is the legal marijuanas, the synthetic marijuanas.
That stuff will kill you, man. It will make you a lunatic.
Some of that stuff is really bad news.
It will literally do to you the stuff that is in those movies that
I've
was
seen it,
mythology about real marijuana.
Yeah, I've seen it. There was a dude that came in to the jail I was in when I was there for civil disobedience. I'll have to tell you about it in a moment because it was crazy. More on the way here in moments. This is Free Talk Live. We're talking drugs, but you can bring up anything that you want on the radio.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
The answer to being in control of your own healthcare is freedom from insurance. Become part of a group of self-pay patients that come together to share in each other's medical expenses. Individual share amounts begin at $107 a month and $347 for families. Choose from 3 health-sharing programs. Holistic treatments may be eligible for sharing. See guidelines. Discount programs available for dental, vision, and pharmacy. Go to libertyoncall.org. That's libertyoncall.org.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government. The real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. Dial toll-free, bring up what you want. Our number here, 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Bitcoin.com, that's where you want to go if you want to get the basics about what Bitcoin is, but also the latest news headlines. So if you're new to Bitcoin, it's the great place to go. If you're not new to Bitcoin, if you've been around for a while, you want to get the latest news, news.bitcoin.com will take care of you. That's, again, bitcoin.com. They got all kinds of cool features there to introduce you to the world of cryptocurrency. And, of course, Bitcoin was the first and most important of them all. That's bitcoin.com. Get started there. As we continue, we'll take your calls and thoughts about what you want. The soda tax on the way here tonight. We'll talk about that. Plus, J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon is back at it. He's on the attack against Bitcoin again. We'll tell you what he had to say, or cryptocurrency in general. We'll tell you what he had to say about that here in moments. Not that what he has to say matters, but it's entertaining. This guy has been hating on the cryptocurrencies. Apparently, he's eating a little bit of crow, I guess, at this point. So we'll share that with you coming up here. But your calls and thoughts come first. We go to Ricky. He's in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Ricky, you're on Free Talk Live.
Thank you there, brother, and I greatly appreciate
What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I was sitting here, I hear you talking about drugs.
Yeah, that's right.
And I will say now, I'm going to talk about drugs. Now, I was going to make a very big announcement tonight, but considering the company you're keeping, I'm going to wait for another night. I do want to make it with you, Freeman.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because he has no honor, and he's also pathetic. Now, here's why.
Well, that's not very nice. Why are you calling? Why are you, insulting my co-host here?
Well, it's something that he said that I heard. Now, I'm going to tell you something.
Something he said that you heard.
I've made it very clear in the past, Ian, that, about my view on narcotics.
What is your view?
Well, I believe all narcotics should be legalized. That includes heroin, methamphetamine.
Okay. We finally agree on something. All right.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, I'm very disturbed, but not surprised considering. I mean, I pay a lot of attention to people. I heard a comment that I'm going to tell you something right now I was very disturbed with. Now, am I going to say I used methamphetamine in the past? Sure, I have. I've used my share of drugs. I'm 44 years old. And here's my answer. I am for legalization over taxation here in the Commonwealth of cannabis. But let's talk about methamphetamine since it came up a little bit ago.
Sure. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Well, here's my answer. First of all, my stance on both cannabis and methamphetamine I made clear. And the fact is, first of all, that has to be the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. Let's see here.
What?
I'm going to get methamphetamine. That I heard a minute ago.
What is ludicrous?
Well, let's see here. Well, you know what? I couldn't get cannabis, so the guy just give it to me and I smoke it.
Well, you don't believe the story?
Oh, here's my problem with it. I'm going to tell you why. No, I don't believe it. And I'll tell you another thing, too. First of all,
I don't really care. Thanks for the call. Toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. It sounded completely plausible to me. He was referring to your story, Will.
I was a DJ in a gay club.
Yeah.
So I'm
plenty of drugs around.
Yeah, there's plenty of every kind of drug around. Coke,
plenty of guys
meth,
who are willing to do it with you.
For real. My roommate was a drag queen. So
and you would have been what, like 20 at the time or something?
22, 21.
So cute young male DJ at a gay club. I mean, you got no shortage of gay guys who want to spend time with you, I'm sure.
Oh, that was one of those things. Is like they would bring the straight girlfriends from work and bring them in and they would talk to me and then they would realize like, oh, you play on the same team that I do. And it was a really crazy and eventful life for about 6 years. Yeah.
Sounds like it. Well, I'm glad you were able to, like you said, you weren't hooked on the meth.
No.
So you were able to put it down.
Well, I had a roommate that was, and it was bad. Like he was the kind of guy, and he was the one who introduced me to it, that would, and I won't say his name just to protect his identity, but like he was what we would call a crack coon. he would literally, in the middle of the night, if it was all gone, you would
He'd get up and run out.
You would hear him like knocking over trash cans and digging under the couches and stuff, and like setting pieces of potato chip on fire. You know,
he was trying to scrounge,
trying to find some meth,
like some meth that he might have fallen on the floor.
Yeah,
or
me
like
and his lover, the drag queen, we would literally just roll up a doobie and spark a doobie and sit back and watch a movie, and like the fact that the other drugs were gone didn't really matter to us because that wasn't really our thing, you know. It was just something.
I never heard that one.
It was just something. We had like a whole list of things that we had. There was like the crack rabbit and the crack coon and crack-a-lacka, and like we had different levels of drug addict and like names for different actions and the way people act when they were on drugs. Yeah, we had like a whole dictionary of drug terms we created because we were
fun.
What's what you do when you sit up for 5 days and you have nothing else to do.
If you want to join us here, the toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE, and you're probably going to be more coherent than Ricky. So, I mean, pretty much, you know, everybody else raises the bar from Ricky. So feel free to call on in, join us, bring up what you want, especially if you want to comment on what's happening in Seattle. KOMOnews.com reporting that there is a new soda tax in town, and it's causing sticker shock for some shoppers. Many stores now have signs posted showing you exactly how much you have to pay. They're letting you know, the convenience stores, the grocery stores. All of a sudden, there's been a huge jump in the price of soda and other sugary drinks, and they want you to know, hey, we didn't do this.
Not us.
This wasn't our wholesalers. This isn't us. This is a gang known as the City of Seattle. They are forcing us. If we do not take this money, they're going to send men with guns into our business, and they're going to take all of our soda. They're going to take our money. They're going to shut us down. So, I mean, the signs don't say all that. But they do say here, effective January 1st, 2018, City of Seattle sweetened beverage tax of 1.75 cents per ounce will be included in the price of all sweetened beverages. 1.75 cents. Now, how many ounces are in a 1-liter bottle of, say, Coca-Cola?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
40?
I think it's more like 96 or something like that. No, let's see here. 0.26 gallons. So it's not giving me Google has failed me. Oh, I didn't put 2 ounces there. So, yeah, let's see. 1 liter, 2 ounces. We got 33. Okay, so 33 ounces. So you're looking at, on a 1-liter bottle of soda, which is usually these days, the cheap brand, like 99 cents. I don't buy soda, so.
What's that? A 1 liter?
Yeah.
1 liters are
2 liter. I'm thinking 2 liter.
2 liter. Well, that's
the big bottle.
That's
the big
the
old
funny
bottle.
thing. A 2 liter is usually like 99 cents to $1.29.
Right.
Whereas a 1 liter is usually $1.89 to $1.99.
Yep.
And a 20 ounce is $1.50.
So, at 1.75 cents per ounce tax, if you've got a 99-cent 2-liter bottle, that is now going to be a $2.15 2-liter bottle.
That means that
it's more than 100%.
Yeah,
tax.
but that means that my 20 ounce is now going to cost me $4 because my 20 ounce already costs me $1.99, $1.59, $1.69, $1.99, something like that.
Yeah.
So you're adding how much to that?
That's 1.75 cents. So add another 35 cents to your 20 ounce.
Wow.
Yeah. We're talking huge taxes here. So people are freaking out. You know, they didn't know this was coming. Nobody pays attention to politics. So here it is. Dennis Peterson, who's a Costco shopper, says, I thought about buying the Coke, but it's $10 more. A regular can of soda is now an extra 21 cents in Seattle. A 20-ounce bottle costs an extra 35 cents. If you're buying a whole case, that'll cost you an extra $7.
That's what happens when you legalize marijuana, man. The state's got to make up that income somewhere.
Wait, what are you talking about?
It's in Washington.
What income? They're making more because they have legalized marijuana.
Well,
this has nothing to do with the legalization of marijuana. This has everything to do with the goody two-shoes coming in.
Anytime that you take one revenue source away from the state, whether it's marijuana, whether
what
it's
has been
DUIs,
taken away? They've got a revenue source because of marijuana.
Evidently not.
No.
They're having to raise taxes again. I'm telling you, they've
Seattle,
lost revenue sources. They've lost revenue sources, and they're trying to make the cities.
Yeah.
The city's not getting the taxes. The state is getting the taxes
from marijuana sales.
From marijuana sales.
If there's a sales tax, then they might get a piece of that.
Well, I don't think the cities are making the same amount because the cities are all of a sudden raising all these taxes.
You're saying the same
everywhere.
amount versus the police enforcement on fines?
Or they wouldn't be freaking out about the loss.
Look, dude, they're doing soda taxes in places where they haven't legalized marijuana. So, for instance, in New Mexico.
New Mexico and New
there's
York.
soda taxes there. More coming up here in moments. This is just about bureaucrats trying to tell you how to live your life. And goody two-shoes that want to cram their viewpoint down your throat. We don't like sugary drinks.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help. Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite. Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free. New improved Lico Chops with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, and now 6 extra direct-fed microbials. Even better for the digestive tract and immune system. And dogs love it. Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free. This is Henry Lukasevic for Dynavite.
DINOVITE.com.
Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
When you have your own restaurant, you have to get your hands dirty. Literally. Like right now, I'm unclogging my grease trap. I also print my own menus every day, so I rely on Staples for great deals on ink. I mean, I can't afford to run out, like my last 3 busboys.
Right now at Staples, buy 1 HP ink and get the second 30% off, so you can afford to stock up, because you can't afford to run out.
Oh, good. My sous chef just quit.
Visit Staples today and keep your ink stocked and your business moving. Ends 1/13/18. See store or staples.com for details. Restrictions may apply.
If you're a small business, first impressions can make all the difference. With Grasshopper, you get all the features of a professional business phone system on your mobile phone. Choose a business phone number, make calls, and send texts. Stay connected and work from anywhere with features like Wi-Fi calling and our desktop app. Set up your account in minutes with no long-term contracts and 24/7 customer support. Make your small business big. Now get $20 off your first month when you visit grasshopper.com/radio. That's grasshopper.com/radio.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Are you sick of government lackeys who say you didn't build that? Are you tired of elitists who think you need a government permission slip for everything? Everything you do is an A to B conversation, and the government should see their way out of it. Create true free markets by adopting the BIPCOT No Government License. The BIPCOT No Gov license allows use or modification of any product, service, or software except by governments or government agents. Go to BIPCOT.org. That's Bravo, India, Papa, Charlie, Oscar, Tango.org.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You can join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We do have Skype at Skype username LRN.FM. And you can join us on the radio. You can also hang out in the new Twitch chat room, which I'm actually in there right now. I never go into the LRN chat room these days. I just, for whatever reason, just don't do it.
Well, it got taken over by Cantwell trolls for a while there,
right.
and it just became this thing that was like, it was no longer fun.
No fun, yeah. So the new Twitch chat room is pretty fun because we got new listeners in there, and it's interesting, watching their experience seeing the show for the first time. Yeah. And somebody in there, Frozen Frog Nuts, said the last caller sounded kind of like that Looney Tunes chicken, referring to
boy,
Ricky.
I said, boy!
I say. Yeah, we actually have the soundboard here, the Foghorn Leghorn soundboard, but I didn't bring it up in time before I got rid of him. So at another point, you will likely hear that.
I love the fact that he's the reincarnation of a person from Virginia, but sounds like he's from northern Georgia.
Oh well, he's actually from.
He's
Pennsylvania.
from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He's from Pennsylvania, claiming to be the reincarnation of someone from Virginia, while he talks with a northern Georgia accent.
And he's claiming to be Jefferson Davis, the president of the former president of the Confederate
You can tell
States.
he knows nothing about Southern accents at all. He just has like a stereotypical something he heard on Looney Tunes that he's stuck with. Like, it's nothing like my people.
So, hey, don't forget, you can join us online over at freetalklive.com, and we've got all kinds of features there, including our web forum, which I am loving. I love the fact that people are actually participating there, and it's getting conversations off of platforms like Facebook. So if you want to get interactive with other Free Talk Live listeners in a not-so-instantaneous format, obviously there's the chat room, which is much more instant. The forums are there for you at forum.freetalklive.com. That's forum.freetalklive.com. Whether it's crystal methamphetamine, gateway drugs, or a different kind of drugs, sugar. Some people would say that there's, sugar addicts out there. In fact, I would say there definitely are. I mean, I remember working in retail, doing checkouts at the big Kmart back in Florida when I was a teenager, and seeing people come through that checkout line with a grocery cart full of soda. I'm telling you, there was nothing else in the grocery cart except for just flats and flats and flats of soda pop. And they did not look like the wealthiest of people.
No.
That were doing that.
Well, that is one thing. It's like that soda seems to be like those of us who can afford not to drink it don't. Like me, I don't really drink soda. I drink like maybe one a day.
Yeah, but you're a big coffee drinker.
I'm a huge coffee drinker. Yeah. But I'm a snob about my coffee too.
I'm more of a water guy. I pretty much have water wherever
my mom's
I go.
like that.
It doesn't get cheaper than water.
Yeah, my mom does that. She constantly has this huge 44-ounce styrofoam cup full of water with her 24 hours a day.
It's the best, especially if you got cotton mouth.
Right.
If I'm ever somewhere without my water, man, it's bad. It can be bad.
My mouth is like the Sahara.
Toll-free number here tonight, 855-450, free like freedom. Costco in downtown Seattle, they're talking, Seattle's Como News, talking with shoppers about their sticker shock over the new price of sweetened beverages. Not just soda. They call it a soda tax, but, if you get your favorite Frappuccino drink, that's going to have this tax. Basically, any kind of beverage where unless you add the sugar yourself, so if you get like the lemonade mix or like a Kool-Aid mix that has no sugar added, and then you add sugar while you make it, you can avoid the tax. But pretty much any other sugary kind of beverage on the marketplace is going to be hit with a 1.75 cents per ounce tax. Doesn't sound like a lot, does it? Well, when you add
add up, yeah.
You add up the ounces in a, let's say, a 2-liter bottle of soda, and you're looking at over $1.15 and, $1.15 in taxes on top of the $1.15, $2 that they might be charging. Because I remember I looked recently, and like your regular price for the sodas, like a Coca-Cola brand, at some places is $1.79, $2 for a 2-liter bottle. So, even at $1 for a 2-liter, you're talking about a more than 100% tax. That's what we're talking about here. And so at the Costco in downtown Seattle, one man said the new soda tax was enough to change his mind. The signs posted in the store showed him how much more he'd pay in tax. Quote, at Costco, I'll have to admit, it's right out front, so I like that. He says the signs also tell shoppers where to go to avoid the tax. So Costco says, shoppers, if you'd like to avoid the tax, we have stores in Tukwila and Shoreline. You can just go there. But it's interesting that, the shopper is claiming that it was enough to change his mind. He decided to not buy the sugary drinks. And the do-gooders out there, Will, they would say this is the point of the program.
Yeah.
They would say this is proof that this tax, this sin tax, as they would call it, this is working. It's stopping people from getting soda.
Yeah, but is this not, as you put it, it's a sin tax. It's the same thing that they hated the moral majority right-wing busybody do-gooders for in the 80s. And it's literally the same people that were condemning them in the 80s that are now the do-gooder, Molly do-right, got to make government make you do whatever it is that makes me feel good. It's that same mentality, just it's like it's switched sides. Now instead of the the old house, the old lady with the bonnet on and the black dress and the big collar, and
now it's somebody with a beret.
Yeah, now it's some some girl in a beret and some dude who looks like me and dresses like me but couldn't change a tire.
Yeah. Well, authoritarianism knows no bounds, does it?
No, not really.
Quote from another shopper, Mary Hood says, I don't have any problem with them disclosing the tax. I don't think it's insidious or anything like that. Well, no, of course it's not insidious. That's, transparency. Good for these companies for letting their customers know where this all of a sudden humongous price jump came from. Jamil Chavez says, I think it's a good business move. While some shoppers say they've decided to quit drinking soda, others have said they're willing to drive a little further to pay less. Peterson, one of the shoppers, says, quote, we'll just go ahead and make the trip outside the city when we want to buy some. And that was the same person who said that he had changed his mind. So he changed his mind about buying at that location. He didn't change his mind about drinking soda. He's just going to drive a little bit further so he can avoid. So he's going to spend a little more on gasoline so he can avoid spending more on the soda.
Oh, you mean like how they outlawed Coors Light in Oregon? So
really,
because it had too much alcohol in it. So what would happen is people would drive hours and hours sometimes to a neighboring state.
Coors Light had too much alcohol in it?
So
when
that
the hell was
they could
this?
buy Coors Light. In Oregon, it was outlawed. Google it.
I believe you. I'm just saying, when was it?
Back in the 70s and the 80s.
Wow.
And I had a foster mom. She used to tell me the stories about like all the trouble they would get in. The first time she was ever in a drunk driving accident was on her way back from driving 3.5 hours to buy Coors Light, because she couldn't buy it at the gas station down the street from her house, and they all got falling down drunk on the 3-hour ride back. And
great
she
idea.
Hit something and was injured really bad, and never able to have children again. Like the whole thing that they were trying to prevent by
made it worse.
Exactly.
Unintended consequences.
Created the situation that caused what they were supposed to be preventing to start with.
And it's so common that these unintended consequences happen. These people, the do-gooders, in this case, they believe, well, we'll just raise the tax on those sugary beverages, and then people will stop drinking them. And
it worked that way with heroin, didn't it?
Right?
We'll just throw people in prison for the rest of their life.
What they really end up doing, because they supposedly, they have the best interests of people in mind,
Always.
Especially those poor people, right? Because it's the poor people who are the ones that are hooked the most on sodas, and they're the ones who are getting abused by these soda companies. They're being taken advantage of. We're just doing it for their own good. Well, guess what? You're actually just impoverishing those poor people. You're making those poor people even poorer, because most of them aren't going to quit their habits. They're just going to either spend the extra money, or they're going to drive out of town and they're going to buy it there. But either way, they're spending extra money, because they're either spending it on the gasoline tax or they're spending it on the soda tax. And either way, they're going to have less money at the end of the month and at the end of the year to pay their bills with, and less money to buy their kids Christmas presents or whatever with at the end of the year. That's what your soda tax is doing. It's hurting the poor people the most, because a rich person going in and buying a 24-pack, they don't really care that much.
Not at all.
It doesn't make a difference to them if they get dinged an extra $20 a month because they got a soda habit.
Yeah.
But for the person who's barely making ends meet, who's got 3 kids at home and 2 jobs and whatever, they can barely get their bills paid. $20 may mean their electricity gets shut off. Now I understand that the response to that is, well, then they shouldn't be buying sugary beverages. Then why don't they manage their money better?
Well, it's the same argument for bombing brown people overseas, though. You know, like they don't do things the way that we do them here, and they don't love our freedom, so we'll just bomb them until they do, because then they'll learn. All it takes is one more bomb. One more bomb, one tax from utopia.
The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. If you want to weigh in on the idea of a sugary beverage tax, you can. Our toll-free number is 855-450-3733, or Skype in. Skype username's LRN.FM. More coming up.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $9.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees, ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next, after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 9th, 2018. Silver's trading at $17.02 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,315 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $53, and the average price of Bitcoin is $14,858. Antiwar.com reports Syrian forces continued their offensive into the northwest Idlib province, seizing at least 14 additional villages from the rebels as they tried to advance against the Abu al-Duhur airbase, which has been under rebel control since mid-2015. Idlib province has been held by rebels for years, and the number of rebels there has continued to grow, with evacuation deals around the country seemingly always leading to new factions being imported into the tiny province. With most of the major territory taken elsewhere, the Syrian military seems to have decided to finally contest Idlib itself, and these early indications are that they are making quite favorable gains, putting the rebels under even more pressure. Though many of the rebel factions will likely struggle if they lose their territory, groups like Al-Qaeda's Nusra Front will probably follow the strategy of the Islamic State of just disappearing into the countryside and turning back into an insurgency.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
UPI reports an increasing number of Americans identified as independent voters in 2017, while the two major parties are near their all-time low in popularity, according to a Gallup poll. The poll found that the percentage of Americans who identify as political independents last year increased to 42% from 39% during the 2016 presidential election year. The percentage of independents increased for the first time since 2014, when the number hit an all-time record high of 43%. Gallup said the dip in independent identification in 2016 and recovery in 2017 is a typical pattern for a presidential election year and the year after. Latent partisanship in some independents is likely activated in the highly political environment of a presidential campaign, but fades once the election is over. Gallup said the average over the past 8 presidential elections has been a 1% increase, although the increase has tended to be larger since 2005. The percentage of Americans who identify as politically independent is near its all-time high and remains the most popular political preference, while neither the major parties appear to be gaining in popularity. The percentage of Americans who identify as Democrat fell to 29%, which tied the party's all-time low in 2015. Americans who identify as Republican slipped to 27%, which is only 2 points above its all-time low of 25% from 2013.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports a federal judge on Monday threw out a criminal case against a Nevada rancher and 3 other men over a 2014 standoff with federal agents, saying prosecutors had repeatedly withheld evidence from the defense. U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning that rancher Cliven Bundy, 2 of his sons, and another man will not face another trial. Navarro had declared a mistrial last month. The judge's decision was a rebuke to prosecutors in the politically charged case, which arose from Bundy's grazing of cattle on federal land without paying fees for 2 decades. His defiance galvanized right-wing groups challenging U.S. government authority over vast tracts of public land. Bundy emerged from the courthouse to cheers from about 100 supporters and said he still did not recognize federal authority over the land where he grazed his herds. Navarro told a packed Las Vegas courtroom that prosecutors made several misrepresentations to the defense and to the court that amounted to misconduct and prevented a fair trial of Cliven Bundy, his sons Ryan and Ammon Bundy, and Ryan Payne. She said more than 1,000 pages of FBI memos were kept from the defense until well past an October deadline. Prosecutors appeared stunned after the judge's decision, and the Bundy family members wept in the spectators section. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
It's the Onion Radio News. Hager physicists have created quantum slacks. This is Doyle Redland reporting. The stunning announcement that a team of Hager physicists has successfully developed quantum slacks was made this morning at a press conference in Philadelphia. According to Dr. Daniel Chang, head of the Hager team, conventional notions about the physical properties and possibilities of slacks have been turned on their heads.
We are on the verge of unzipping the secrets of creation and peering into the pants of God himself. It appears the very fabric of the universe may well be a smart cotton twill weave.
However, Chang urged caution in further research after tests conducted last month at the Hager Pants Propulsion Collider Laboratory in Dallas suggested the possible existence of so-called anti-pants, which could, in theory, initiate a chain reaction resulting in no pants at all. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. Dial toll free here at 855-450 free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733 as we launch into the second hour of the program. We've been talking about sugar tax or a drink tax, sugary drinks in Seattle. This is not the first city to do it, but it is one of the bigger ones with a 1.75 cent per ounce tax, bringing up the cost of your favorite 2-liter fizzy beverage to I'm not a soda drinker, but some people are, or any sugary beverage. You like sugared lemonade or something like that.
If I'm going to drink something like that, personally, I want a locally made soda pop that's like...
They're going to hit you with that if it's made in Seattle. They don't care.
I know, but that's what I'm going for. Yeah. I'm not going for the Coca-Cola and a mouthful of carbon and it's just gross. It tastes like it's thick. It feels thick going down. It's like you're drinking syrup to me. It's gross.
It's pretty rare that I'll have soda these days, and I quit drinking that kind of stuff back when I was like 19, and I went total water like all the time, and it was hard to do because I was so used to drinking sugary drinks at that time in my life that it was like I had to force myself. I literally had a gallon of water that I trucked around with me and took everywhere with me and that I would drink from. So I literally forced myself to do it, and now I love water. It's just so good. Sometimes when I'm thirsty, it tastes sweet to me.
I drink like 2 pots of coffee a day. That's what I do.
Full caffeine, right?
Yeah.
Toll-free number if you want to join us, 855-450-FREE. I want to hear from somebody who's behind this tax. I want to hear from the side callers, somebody who thinks that this is a good idea, that they believe that taxing things.
Sarah, paging Sarah.
This is totally
New
up her alley.
Mexico.
Yeah, she actually used to call about this issue because
Paging Sarah in New Mexico.
Because Albuquerque or Santa Fe, one or the other or both, were proposing
tax,
something like this. So again, you want to join us? You can. Also on the way, got a little bit of cryptocurrency related news where the Japanese virtual currency girls are now spreading cryptocurrency knowledge, which I just love this. Kind of like, K-pop or J-pop. They got these, teenage girls and teenage boys that do amazing song and dance routines. I don't know if you've ever seen any of this stuff, Will.
Yeah.
So now they got the virtual currency girls, Japanese female idols. So we'll tell you more about that coming up here.
Cryptocurrency hentai.
Yeah, 855-450-FREE. Costco in downtown Seattle. Customers are shocked at the new prices. Costco even has photographs up explaining, or signage up explaining what is going on, why there's all these new taxes on things. In fact, let's see here. Yeah, they've got actually at Costco they've got a pretty lengthy explanation here. The City of Seattle sweetened beverage tax of 1.75 cents per ounce is included at the retail price of all sweetened beverages. And it says here that it does not apply to syrups or powders intended for personal use, such as granulated sugar, honey, agave, or similar products. But if you've got a sweetened drink, any kind, it's going to get hit with this 1.75 cent per ounce tax. Let's see here. One shopper, Teresa Cannon, says, if that's something you really drink a lot, I doubt that you would drive the extra mile to pay less. She's saying she would just go ahead and pay the tax rather than take the time and the gas money to go somewhere else. Supporters of the tax say they welcome the new revenue and claim it'll help lower rates of obesity and diabetes. According to Seattle City Council member Lorena Gonzalez, she says, quote, 7 years ago, I lost my father to diabetes, and I have a mother who has type 2 diabetes as well. This is an issue that impacts Latino communities in particular. So, Will, don't you care about people with diabetes?
Yeah, I care about people with diabetes. My brother has juvenile onset diabetes, and he didn't get it from drinking sugary drinks. It's genetic. It was something that runs in our family. My grandmother had diabetes. My great-grandmother had diabetes. My aunt had diabetes. My mother has diabetes. And guess what? None of them got their diabetes from drinking sugary drinks. It came from alcoholism, not from drinking beer. From drinking soda pop. It came from living on beer and not, for my grandmother, my great-grandmother, it was basically living on, things that you shouldn't be living on.
Right.
You have to have bad lifestyles. But that doesn't mean that the government should raise, if sin taxes are wrong on alcohol, they're wrong on soda. And
well,
if
these people wouldn't say they're wrong
on alcohol.
These people wouldn't say they're wrong. They said we need higher taxes on all of this to keep people away from it.
That's social engineering.
That's exactly what it is.
It's social engineering.
And it doesn't work.
No, it's never worked.
Yeah. You can't prohibit things.
I didn't stop smoking cigarettes when they went to be $8 a pack. I didn't stop smoking cigarettes when they were $14 a pack in New York.
How old were you when you started smoking cigarettes?
Smoking? Yeah. 16.
Okay, so you were below the legal age. So you've been breaking the law on the cigarettes for a long time.
Why, I started chewing tobacco when I was 11.
I'm glad you still don't do that.
Yeah.
That's a nasty habit. Oh, man. People carrying around them soda bottles, just spitting into them all the time.
That used to be me when I was a teenager in my younger days. I told you, man, I grew up in Appalachia, man.
You're a real redneck.
I'm a hick,
America's favorite redneck Muslim. That's what they call you nowadays.
Allah Akbar!
The city of Seattle says the new
Yeehaw.
tax is expected to generate $15 million for the city in the first year, which will help promote access to healthy food and address education funding shortfalls. Who could be against that, Will? I mean, we want people to eat healthy. We want education, right? I mean, come on.
It's not the
You hate
government's
children.
job to protect us from ourselves. No, I love children, and I, as a responsible adult and responsible parent, buy the things for my children that they should have. I don't stock my house with crap. We buy 2 4-packs of soda, not 2 12-packs. And my kids know that soda is not for kids, that juice is for kids, water's for kids, milk is for kids. And you know what? They'll tell you they would rather have a glass of milk and an apple than a glass full of soda and a handful of potato chips or cookies.
Teresa Mosqueda, Seattle City Council member, says, quote, "We can now reinvest in programs like Farm to Table, which increases food stipends and nutritional education programs. The Fresh Bucks Bag to Go program makes sure kids have bags of food when they're not in school."
Listen, man.
This is going to put food in hungry children's bellies, Will.
If people on subsidies were interested in farm-to-table food, then they would have it, because you can buy the seed, you can buy plants, you can go to Walmart and go to their nursery and literally fill your garden with plants, as long as they're food-based plants, on your food stamp card. So you can go plant a garden on your food stamp card. So if you are interested in farm-to-table food, the subsidies that exist already can provide you the ability to do that.
If you're willing to put the work in.
If you want to put the work in, exactly. And the people, it's there if they want it, and the people who do want to use it that way do. And the people who don't want to use it that way go and fill up a cart full of soda pops and candies and cookies and lunch meat and all the things. It's easy for the thing, and that they don't have to do nothing and get off the couch, and they can tell the kids, well, you can just go throw it in the microwave and I can sit here and watch Oprah.
Yep. The new president.
You know, I mean, and you don't get, as the person living in the town, you don't get to decide whose parent is the what kind of parent. My parents were great parents, but I had friends who had terrible parents who like they lived on pizza pockets.
Yeah, and you're never gonna be able to solve that problem. You can tax the hell out of the things you don't like
until you start licensing parenthood. And you know what?
That's
Give
a scary
these
idea.
busybodies a little bit of power and a little bit of money, and they would do just
They
that.
sure would.
Until you start licensing parenthood, none of these taxes work, man. It's just a waste of poor people's money, a way to rob from people who don't have it and give it to the government that doesn't need it.
While acting like they're doing those poor people a favor at the same time.
Because we're making you not do something we don't want you to do, so of course that's doing you a favor.
But they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
The toll-free number here is, because where's that $15 million coming from, that tax revenue? It's coming from poor people. I guarantee you 80-90% of that.
Because they got to get their soda pop right before they get their lottery ticket.
The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Even more money in the state's pockets there.
Taxes on top of taxes, baby.
855-450-3733. Coming up, we'll get into the virtual currency world with the virtual currency girls and the Jamie Dimon, who is nowhere near as entertaining. It's Free Talk Live.
Thinking about getting into cryptocurrency but feel overwhelmed by the high price of Bitcoin? Or maybe you've used Bitcoin in the past, but were turned off by the high transaction fees and slow transfer times. It's time you looked into Dash. Dash is digital international money that you can send anywhere, anytime for less than a nickel. With Dash, your transactions can be instant and private. Dash offers a fully incentivized and decentralized peer-to-peer network where miners are rewarded for keeping the network fast, strong, and safe for its users. Start your journey at Dash.org. Since its launch in 2014, Dash has made a huge impact in the crypto world and is showing no signs of stopping. Check out Dash.org for more information about Dash and get in now on the future of cryptocurrency. Dash.org.
Crimes of the Crown by Captain Mark. The Crown casts the world in shadow and claims to be our guiding light. Cowards clamor for security from boogeymen and ghost stories. While I say these hobgoblins are imaginary, I say those they propped up as our liberators are now subsisting on our bondage. I say there is freedom in the black, and that's exactly where we intend to go. The Crown banishes its own officers for exposing its crimes and tortures dissidents to the brink of madness. It dominates the globe and swallows the wealth of generations, leaving only blood and excrement. The Crown calls it piracy to explore frontiers beyond its grasp. So the time has come for us to define the conduct among pirates. I say the Crown has trampled our necks long enough. Need decentralized solutions to centralized problems? Looking for a community of like-minded scoundrels? Or just want some swag to let the Crown know what you think of it? Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com. We won't be hard to find.
You know how annoying it is when someone keeps stopping mid-sentence as though he or she were asking you a series of questions? Avoid doing that. It sounds unnervingly tentative, and it imposes upon the listener to help you complete the thought. And if you're a job seeker, this alone could be a deal killer. An effective communicator sounds more confident. Complete the thought. Avoid making the listener impatient. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook. survivalspeech.com.
The three most important things you can do for Free Talk Live are: 1. Share one episode a week on Facebook or in some other social networking site. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.freetalklive.com. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program. It's my firm belief that Free Talk Live's AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented organizations. Support all the organizations you love, but make sure you give $5 a month to AMP at amp.freetalklive.com.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Lil Drums. Every bit as fun as a full-size Nestle drumstick cone, and definitely cuter. Visit us at drumstick.com. Vacations are all about family time, but you don't have to leave home to have fun. Take 1 weekend a month and devote it to family activities. Pull out the board games and puzzles, serve up some treats, or have a picnic. Even without leaving home, you'll feel like you've really had some time away. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Dial toll-free and bring up whatever you want. Our number here is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. In the studio with you, it's Ian.
And Will.
Check out the Blink Home Security System. It's great for a small office or your household, and it makes it super easy to get home security set up. Within moments of opening this package, you pop the batteries into the cameras because they're wireless, and then you set it all up with the hub. The one wire in the system is the power cable for the hub. You set that up wirelessly with your Wi-Fi-enabled device like a smartphone or a tablet. You get it all up and rolling, what times you want the cameras to be monitoring for, and how long you want the clips that they'll send you if they see something move in their purview. You get it all set up. It's super easy to do. BlinkProtect.com/FTL, and you've got home security. BlinkProtect.com/FTL. Like Free Talk Live. You'll get 3 Blink cams for what some of the other guys will charge you for 1 security camera. BlinkProtect.com/FTL. We were talking about the soda tax. I doubt anybody's going to call in to defend that idea, but the phones are open all night. You're welcome to do so. I really want to hear somebody explain to me why this is a good idea. But I'll tell you what is a good idea, and that is to say the virtual currency girls. This sounds like a great idea to me. Japanese idol agency, according to news.bitcoin.com, called Cinderella Academy, has created a female idol group called Virtual Currency Girls, consisting of members chosen from an already established idol group with a zodiac constellation theme created by the same agency, but for whatever reason they're not naming what that group is. Each of the group's 8 members represents a cryptocurrency that is popular in the Japanese market. According to local publications, 18-year-old Narusa Rara, who represents Bitcoin Cash, is the leader of the group. Representing Bitcoin is 16-year-old Hinano Shirahama, and then they go down the rest of them. There's several others.
Neo. They've got the Chinese cryptocurrency. They've got Mona-chan.
Yep. They've got NEM. They got Cardano, Ether, Ripple, which isn't really it's not really a cryptocurrency, but you know.
Now I love the ideas behind Neo and Mona, because these are basically you had people in these countries on their own version of 4chan basically. And they decided, why does the West get to have Bitcoin? I mean, basically. And they decided, well, we're going to create our own cryptocurrency for Asia. And China has Neo, which is basically a cryptocurrency for China.
I heard
about
that.
Made by Chinese. And then you have Mona Coin, or Mona-chan.
That's a new one to me. I don't know what that one is.
That's been one I've had a little fun making a little bit of money off of that one. That's one of those. It's a cycling coin. It started out at the beginning of last year at
for bicyclists.
I don't know what the hell that means. Less than $1.
What's a cycling coin?
What it does is it fluctuates between a little over $7, so like maybe $8.02, all the way up to $14, and then back down. And it does that cycle about once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Is that because people are pumping it? Is there like behind the scenes stuff going on?
Yeah, basically.
So,
but if you can catch the patterns when they arise, you can actually double your money. If you can buy at least 100 coins, then you can double your money and make some really good
You've
scratch.
done good with this cryptocurrency stuff, man. I've never gotten into the trading aspect of it, and obviously there's risk involved.
It's
so
just
you
like
know.
poker, man. And I was really good. I was always really good at poker. There's patterns. People play certain ways, and you notice.
And the markets do the same thing.
Exactly. Markets have patterns, and once you can tap into a pattern and ride the pattern for a couple of weeks, you can make money. I mean, the patterns don't exist forever. Yeah. But if you can get in them and then get out of them before you put too much money in, and then the pattern doesn't bounce back and you lose a boatload, which I've had happen before. But in the end, I was still up, you know. So I mean, get out here in the crypto world, yo. It's a beautiful, beautiful, lake to swim around in with plenty of fish.
It's a growing lake too. I mean the amount of money.
Watch out for the sharks like Ripple and Coinbase though.
You gotta
the
be
barracudas,
careful.
Man.
Oh, not only the big sharks. You're talking about like the big sharks that don't look like sharks. That's what Ripple and Coinbase are. But there's also the little sharks that are going to try to take your money in a Ponzi scheme.
The toadfish.
And there's a bunch of those out there. So you got to be real careful.
Ugly little things that sit on the bottom of the ocean like the anglerfish, and they dangle something in front of you that you think is a worm.
It's going to be a good deal.
Yeah, and then they eat $700 of your Bitcoin.
You would be surprised how much scam attempts there are out there. So if you come across something in the world of cryptocurrency and you it sounds too good to be true, first of all, it probably is. But secondly, if you really want to know, just post it on like a local group of your area Bitcoiners and ask them, hey, have you seen this before? And almost all of them are going to be, oh yeah, it's a scam.
If it's a cryptocurrency related like an exchange or anything like that, and you get punctual good customer service, that's not real customer service, that's a phishing scam.
Yeah, that one took you once. So yeah, it's a hard learn. I mean, I've learned a lot of hard lessons.
Rose
in this.
sent me an email, by the way.
Yeah, that's off the air. All right, so Bitcoin.com's report continues here. I've got the pictures of these girls, and the bizarre thing about this. Now, I don't follow the Japanese idols really. I mean, I've watched some of the Korean pop bands here and there. Do they all wear masks? Is that a thing in Japan?
No.
So this seems very unusual. These girls are wearing what are the equivalent of luchador masks.
Yeah, luchador masks.
Luchador, or whatever however you pronounce it. Mexican wrestlers.
Luchador.
Right.
Nacho Libre.
Right. Everybody's seen these guys with the full face masks, in wrestling. These girls have that, and the logos of their cryptocurrency are emblazoned across the forehead of each one of these sort of cutesy. I mean, they're not really that cutesy. There's weird masks. So you can't really see. These might be like the least pretty girls in Japanese, Japanese pop. That's why they're making them wear masks. I don't know, because normally the thing with the idol phenomenon is they're very, very attractive young ladies and young males. You have the male groups as well. The idle phenomenon, according to news.bitcoin.com, began in the early 1970s. Today, it's a multi-million-dollar industry in Japan and South Korea. Talent agencies hold auditions for boys and girls with little or no prior experience in the entertainment industry. They're then trained and marketed as idols or aspiring stars and starlets to be role models and adored for their sweetness and innocence. They sing, dance, perform in plays, and appear in television commercials, among other public-facing work. According to the announcement by Cinderella Academy, the group intends to, quote, promote through entertainment that virtual currency is not a tool for speculation, but a technology that creates a wonderful future.
Amen.
I love that. There are some, people who will say that the idol phenomenon is not really treating these youngsters too well. There's some companies that have a reputation for working them to the bone and not paying very much, not really respecting them. There's so many of them that want to be, because imagine this, in the United States, young people are obsessed. A lot of them are obsessed with celebrity. When I was growing up, it was Brad Pitt. Everybody's into girls were into Brad Pitt, or Tom Cruise, or there's always
Mel Gibson,
or Melanie. What's her name?
Old.
So there's always some kind of star of the moment that the teenagers in America will change their hairstyle to be look like that star. And so in the world of the idols, they take applications from these young people all the time. There's a bunch of these different production companies out there that, it's just, there's no shortage of people who want to be the next star. They'll line up to go and try to be this. So if they treat these people badly and they quit, well, it's no big deal. There's another line of 100 people at the door trying to get in to be the next star. So maybe it's not the best deal that all of these folks have, but they seem to enjoy it when they're there, and a lot of them do stick it out. We'll tell you more about the cryptocurrency girls coming up here in moments. It's Free Talk Live.
Fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon. I'm talking thick, meaty, center-cut presidential bacon. Savory and delicious. I buy some, I use some, I store some. Awesome. No refrigeration needed with a 10-year shelf life. NASA-packed technology. Bacon. Fully cooked, fully hydrated, ready to eat right from the packed bacon. Or warm and served. Life-saving, ready-to-eat bacon. 10-year shelf life bacon. Ships free at fullycookedbacon.com. Fullycookedbacon.com.
The answer to being in control of your own healthcare is freedom from insurance. Become part of a group of self-pay patients that come together to share in each other's medical expenses. Individual share amounts begin at $107 a month and $347 for families. Choose from 3 health-sharing programs. Holistic treatments may be eligible for sharing. See guidelines. Discount programs available for dental, vision, and pharmacy. Go to libertyoncall.org. That's libertyoncall.org.
Free Talk Live.
I spent 8.5 years of my life in prison, and I blame it squarely on the shoulders of Christianity and the stories that I was told. If my parents, if the people at the Christian school, if the people at church would have just explained morality to me as opposed to explaining heaven and hell as a reason for doing what was right and what was wrong, I think I would have understood. It's relatively easy. If you do the moral thing in life, your life is going to be better. You're going to sleep better at night. You're going to probably be much more prosperous.
Right,
they say crime doesn't pay. They say it for a reason.
Happen right here in this world. We don't have to wait for an afterlife to experience the consequences of our actions, whether good or bad.
If I would have just been given the gift of morality instead of the gift of some silly, crazy story, I would never have gone to prison.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster, so be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Now, this is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. Joining you in the studio, it's Ian.
And Will.
We've got Skype at Skype username LRN.FM. We are not as pretty as I presume the virtual currency girls are, Will, you and I, but we do love virtual currency, cryptocurrency, and we do love talking about it and informing people about it and informing people of interesting options out there because there are just so many choices with 1,300 plus right now, and you're showing off your T-shirt that you got from Amazon with, I don't know, how many dozens of, a couple dozen cryptos?
Yeah, it's probably like 20 at least on here.
And but that's, again, still just a fraction of the total. Over 1,300 at coinmarketcap.com right now. Where do you decide, how do you decide where to put your money? Because we don't know what's going to be the next winner. There's no way to know. And any day, 1 week to the next, 1 day to the next, that top 10, it changes. There's stuff on the top 10 that this week wasn't there a month ago. And so you never know what's going to, rise up and displace the top dogs. Now, of course, so far, nothing has displaced the original Bitcoin. Bitcoin Core is the solid number one player.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite close to doing it yet, but this may be the last year that Bitcoin's number one. I mean, given the rise of these altcoins, these competitors this year, the rise in value of them compared to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's market position has been weakening, but still, we don't know who's going to end up displacing Bitcoin, and they might only displace them for another week before something else jumps in there. So who knows what the rest of this year is going to look like? It's going to be crazy, but I can tell you that we're pretty excited about Zencash, and it's not just on Free Talk Live. I believe that they're sponsoring multiple liberty-oriented talk shows out there because the founders are voluntarists. It's in their white paper, their commitment to voluntarism. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization, and they've got great technology too. So they took the Zcash, Zero Snarks, the Zero Knowledge Anonymity, which is arguably one of the best forms of anonymous payments out there. They took that technology and they put it into Zencash. And they also have brought in decentralized autonomous organizations, which is what Dash does to govern their currency. So they're taking some of the best ideas and the ideas of peace and voluntarism and the things that we really like, and they're rolling it all together into a secure platform for money and messages, and soon, at some point, they're going to add media to that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. You ought to check it out over at zencash.com. I'm not telling you it's going to set the world on fire. I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
It'll definitely it'll be one of the currencies that gets rated by cryptocurrencycheck.org in one of our special segments, because that's part of
the Call to Freedom.
What the Call to Freedom does now is we have the founder of a cryptocurrency check type, like they rate.
They're auditing. They're checking.
They're auditing coins, and Zencash will definitely be one that we will be covering, and we'll spend literally an entire hour delving into their white paper on the air, trying to get the developers on to have a talk with us about,
I'm sure they will.
Oh yeah. And so if you want to learn about Zencash, definitely listen to us on Call to Freedom before LRN.
You'll have to let us know when that's going to happen.
Oh, we will.
Zencash.com is where you can go to learn more about it right now. That's Zencash.com. Now,
it's
Zencash.
Up.
Is it up?
It's up.
Almost
I buy
up,
Zencash personally. I like Zencash. I've owned Zencash for probably about 2-3 months now, before LRN ever even got involved with them. And it's I bought in at like $34. And it's up over 50.
What's it at right now?
$57 and change.
But, of course, a lot of these things are going up over time. And that was what I was talking about before, where recently at CoinMarketCap.com, it was as high as $850 billion. Now, Bitcoin took a tumble since then, so it's down to about $720 billion. But, I mean, we're still talking about just a month ago it was $400 billion. So the amount of money that's being poured into the world of cryptocurrency, I mean, it's just absolutely tremendous. Even old Jamie Dimon had to admit that he was wrong. This is the CEO of J.P. Morgan Chase, one of the biggest banks in the United States and probably on the planet. This guy is obviously worth quite a bit of money, and his opinions get news headlines. And when he came out this late fall, or I guess sometime this fall, September apparently, at a banking conference, he called Bitcoin a fraud and went off about how terrible Bitcoin was, and said that he was going to fire people in his company if they traded with Bitcoin on the company's accounts. And then now apparently he's saying he regrets making those comments. But he didn't really say why. He says he's not that interested in the subject. Quote, not interested that much in the subject at all, unquote. But yet all these news agencies keep asking him about it. They keep coming to him and asking, Mr. Dimon, what do you think about Bitcoin? As though he knows anything about these cryptocurrencies. From the comments this guy made before, he just sounds like some doddering old fool, and he doesn't have any clue what he's talking about. Despite his lack of interest, Dimon made an ambiguous statement. This is, by the way, from Cointelegraph.com. About the government's relationship to Bitcoin, telling Fox Business, quote, the Bitcoin to me was always what the governments are going to feel about Bitcoin as it gets really big, and I just have a different opinion than other people. The Bitcoin to me was always what the governments are going to feel about Bitcoin as it gets really big. Well, who cares what the government feels about Bitcoin? First of all, the government doesn't feel anything. It's a, idea. The government's just a concept. It's a thing that people made up.
It's a legal fiction.
Yeah.
is one of the popular terms.
Right, and that's another way of saying a fantasy created by lawyers.
It's not real.
Right. It's a belief.
It's an idea.
It's a belief that manifests in reality in the form of violence.
It's a social construct. Social constructs cannot have rights.
Right.
Social constructs cannot be victims. It's an idea. You can't victimize an idea.
But you can victimize on the behalf of the idea.
Yes, you can.
And that's what we see happen all the time.
That's Americanism in a nutshell, basically.
Well, I mean, governments anywhere in the world do that. And that, of course, is the idea that, we had an election and some people went out and checked some boxes, and so now we get to rule you.
Well, I get to pick my slave owner, so that means it's not slavery.
Yeah. Oh, and you agreed to it in the social contract, so you can't opt out.
Yeah, that piece of paper that I did not sign.
or read at any point. Though it's unclear, according to Cointelegraph, what Dimon intended to say with these words. In the context of his earlier comments on the subject from 2015, he may have meant that cryptocurrency would eventually become government-controlled. In 2015, Dimon stated more clearly, quote, it's just not going to happen. You're wasting your time. This is... Can you imagine buying Bitcoin in 2015 and then today looking back and thinking about whether you wasted your time? Yeah, you didn't waste your time. If you bought Bitcoin in 2015 today, you're a very, very happy person. Now, if you're buying Bitcoin today in 2018, at the end of this year, you may end up being a very happy person as well. If it's anything like what 2017 was like with over, 1,500%, 2,000% increases in the price of Bitcoin. Yeah, everybody who bought Bitcoin in 2017 pretty much is happy at the moment, unless they bought it like 19,000.
Yeah, the peak at 19.
But give it 3 months and it might be up, past
25. Yeah, or it may come down and its replacement
It could
pop up.
Anything can happen. We can't predict.
And the smart
what's
thing to
gonna happen.
do is when you see its replacement kind of passing you by, slide your money over into that car as it goes by, you know, and just let it carry your money back up with it.
So, to continue his quote, it's just not going to happen. You're wasting your time. This is my personal opinion. There will be no real, non-controlled currency in the world. There's no government that's going to put up with it for long. Well, that's it, Will. The government's not going to put up with it. We better get out of this whole cryptocurrency thing. It's over.
Oh, I thought that was the reason I got into
Jamie
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops.
Our motivations
My
are
bad.
different than
Right.
Jamie
I'm not
Dimon.
here to get rich, yo. I'm here because the government isn't involved in it.
Well,
specifically because the government can't control it, they can't print it, they can't inflate it, they can't deflate it, they can't back it by gold and then not back it by gold.
They can't stop it, they can't rate it.
Send it to buy bombs, to bomb Doctors Without Borders hospitals. I'm not contributing to the murder of small children. That's why.
Yeah, it may not be the perfect money, but it sure is ideal from our perspective. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Nothing's perfect, but this is probably the best advancement in money the world has seen, the idea of cryptocurrency. Now, Bitcoin itself is kind of broken for the purpose of money, and that's a whole other story. More coming up. Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful full-featured Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core wallet that allows you to send and receive either currency with anyone, anywhere in the world. Download the Bitcoin.com wallet for easy and secure access to your Bitcoin Cash. It's perfect for beginners, and the Bitcoin.com wallet makes using and holding Bitcoins easy. No logins are required. The Bitcoin.com wallet is available for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, and even Linux. Learn more at Bitcoin.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way.
You can do that and you have to leave here. You cannot bring silence to the rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually.
Whoa,
Hey,
who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this hospital.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait
Now.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me? Because you're scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this?
Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can bring up anything you want. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom, 855-450-3733. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And Will.
And don't forget, of course, you can join us online over at freetalklive.com. We do have an email list for those of you that want to be kept in the loop with what's happening with Free Talk Live. If you're not listening all the time, this is a way to do it. Or even if you are listening all the time, you'll still get some information there that you might find valuable. Just sign up for the emails over at freetalklive.com. The email sign-up box is right there in the center, sort of towards the top of the site at freetalklive.com. Let's go to the phones, to your calls and thoughts. Gene, the Christian anarchist, is on the line in Tennessee. Hello, Gene.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to celebrate with the people in Nevada over that victory of the Bundy trial. That was something that I kind of thought they had themselves over a barrel and had to drop the charges, but I just couldn't see the government dropping them like that. But it was good news.
They realized they couldn't beat them at a jury. I mean, the juries kept, for those listeners not sure what we're talking about, the Bundy Ranch standoff in, I think it was 2014, where some ranchers, the Bundy family, and their supporters had a standoff against the federal government's Bureau of Land Management. The juries in these cases have been setting these folks free.
Oh, you mean the FBI murder of that poor old man?
That was later.
Yes,
that was the Malheur Federal Wildlife Refuge, which involved some of the Bundy brothers, but wasn't the same event as the Bundy trials, although those guys were also let off by a jury as well, many of them. There were a few guilty pleas here and there, but for the most part, when these folks had the courage to take their charges to trial, they found that the juries actually agreed with them, which was refreshing, because a lot of times juries will just go along with whatever the prosecutors say. So it was nice to see that.
It turns out that at least the reason the judge says that she dismissed the case was because of all of the evidence that started coming out showing that they had done all these dirty deeds beforehand, and they hadn't let that come out in discovery like they were supposed to do. And I think the judge knew all along that it hadn't, that the dirty dealings were taking place, but then it came out in the public arena that these dirty dealings had been going on, and they hadn't been showing it in discovery. So I think the judge, in order to cover her own ass, decided to dismiss it with prejudice finally and drop all the charges.
I appreciate your looking at this here, Gene. Was there anything else you wanted to share tonight?
Well, that's about it, I guess. I was really, I think this is a really big deal, and I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised because I know the media, but the media really should be covering this more. And
they covered the hell out of it when it was happening.
Oh, well, to make it look in a bad light.
Right, right, because then they could paint these people as, gun-toting nut jobs who, how dare they, cross the federal government. And, it was almost like the media was salivating to see gunfire happen in that case.
Because I was at a gun show this weekend. They had one in Memphis, and the gun shows have gotten so much smaller now. And, of course, now they've got the big police presence. They've got, 2 or 3 police cars out front, and, every sale in there now has to have a background check, even if it's between 2 personal people. But I guess not if you're one of the guys just walking down the aisle with a gun. You can sell it to somebody.
No? Okay, because that's the way it used to be.
Check.
Yeah, it's the way it used to be.
But
you could just buy something.
If you had a table, you couldn't buy a private firearm that way. And I won't say that I did that, but I did that. So.
Whoever you are. Thanks for the call tonight, Gene. Appreciate hearing from you. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. So, yeah, of course you can talk about anything you want. Let's go to Bad Slave. He's on the line in New Hampshire on Skype. Hello, Bad Slave.
And happy to be.
Hey, what's on your mind?
I've got a Bitcoin question. Get Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah.
Or maybe Dash. I have 0.02389. Which actually is over $300 Bitcoin, and I'm worried about that's enough to diversify. So I want to first of all understand there's been a split. Now I haven't changed my wallet, and I understand there may be a way of actually getting the Bitcoin Cash split.
So what wallet are you using?
Just the standard Core, Bitcoin Core.
Okay. Unfortunately, the Core wallet is going to be a little bit more of a difficult process because the Bitcoin Core people, they hate Bitcoin Cash. And they're not going to
Bitcoin Cash people don't really like Bitcoin Core all that much either.
Well, I see a lot more nastiness coming from the Bitcoin Core side, just generally. The Bitcoin Core folks, they run the /Bitcoin on Reddit, which is a notoriously censored forum. Anybody that shows up there and doesn't toe the party line gets basically booted out. And it's been going on for a long time. And the Bitcoin cashers are over at /BTC. And they're much more welcoming, it seems, than the Bitcoin Core folks. It's a petty, spat that's going on between these folks. But we can't get into technical support on the air. Obviously, what I would recommend you do is Google for the name of your wallet, and this applies to anybody that had Bitcoin before August 1st. You also, if you have a wallet that has private keys that you control, and if you have a backup phrase, like the 12-word backup phrase, that means you control the private keys. So some wallets, like Coinomi or Jax, make it easy to extract your Bitcoin Cash from the original Bitcoin that you had. But some of them, like Airbits, which I was really disappointed to find out that Airbits did not make this easy, because Airbits used to be the easy wallet for people to get into, and it was disappointing. You got to jump through all kinds of hoops, and I suspect the same thing is true of the Bitcoin Core wallet that you're talking about. So I would recommend just Googling the name of your wallet and Bitcoin Cash extraction or something like that, or just Bitcoin Cash. How do I get Bitcoin Cash from blank wallet? And somebody out there has written a step-by-step. Some of them are going to be really brutal. It's going to be a sit-down, study the instructions first. Don't just start going through the instructions. Read through them first to make sure that you kind of have some kind of grasp on what's going to happen. That way you make sure that you've got everything that you need to have to, because sometimes you're going to need external programs that you have to set up because you probably don't have it. You'll have to have some sort of external program from which you can shoot out a private key from your original wallet, then import that private key into this other program. And of course, it has to be a program that you trust, because if it was written by a hacker, then they're just going to steal your private key. So there's all this uncertainty that surrounds it, and some people, to feel more secure, will actually hire a geek to come in and do this for them. So I did this for Mark, who is one of our co-hosts here on Free Talk Live. He didn't, he's just not a computer guy.
Me neither.
And so I said, look, I'll do it for, X% or whatever, 1% or 2% or something like that, because there's a bunch of hoops to jump through. And, of course, if it's a smaller amount of Bitcoin, then the percentage probably should be higher, because the person needs, if you're going to extract $100 worth of Bitcoin Cash, then you're probably going to want to cut like $50 of that to the geek for doing the work. Now, of course, it has to be somebody you trust, because you're going to be exposing that person to your private keys. And if that person is not trustworthy, then they will just take your private keys and they will use them later, or just take the money and run.
Right.
So you don't want to find your person to do this on an internet forum.
Oh no. No.
This needs to be a geek that you know where they live and that you trust them.
Well, I have a wallet that I can't recover because blockchain.info no longer does business with MyBit or something like that. Multibit is the name of it. Now, that company no longer exists.
Poof.
And they used a 15-word
backup phrase
instead of a 12-word key.
So you can't put that into anything.
Nope.
Because everything else is 12 words.
Yeah. And I have a Bitcoin wallet out there. I have the keys for it to get into it. It has, probably what was the equivalent of about $60.
When was that, though?
Let's see. The second year of the Midwest Peace and Liberty Festival, so like Porkfest 11. So what, 2013, 14?
So that could be
lot of
$1,000,
about $1,000. Yeah, and I can't access it because the company.
What about that software? Can you download that software from like some archive? Because sometimes people...
There's somebody on the internet that's like, oh, I figured it out, and it's like this huge process, and you got to have like an IT degree in order to get into it. And I don't know anybody that's that much of an egghead about that kind of thing that's willing to do. I mean, if I knew there was over $1,000,
they'll do it. Hey, thanks for the call, Bad Slave. I appreciate it. Good luck with that. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. Hour 3 coming up.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $9.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it! You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 9th, 2018. Silver's trading at $17.02 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,315 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $53, and the average price of Bitcoin is $14,858. Antiwar.com reports Syrian forces continued their offensive into the northwest Idlib province, seizing at least 14 additional villages from the rebels as they tried to advance against the Abu al-Duhur air base, which has been under rebel control since mid-2015. Idlib province has been held by rebels for years, and the number of rebels there has continued to grow, with evacuation deals around the country seemingly always leading to new factions being imported into the tiny province. With most of the major territory taken elsewhere, the Syrian military seems to have decided to finally contest Idlib itself, and these early indications are that they are making quite favorable gains, putting the rebels under even more pressure. Though many of the rebel factions will likely struggle if they lose their territory, groups like Al-Qaeda's Nusra Front will probably follow the strategy of the Islamic State of just disappearing into the countryside and turning back into an insurgency.
Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co.
UPI reports an increasing number of Americans identified as independent voters in 2017, while the two major parties are near their all-time low in popularity, according to a Gallup poll. The poll found that the percentage of Americans who identify as political independents last year increased to 42% from 39% during the 2016 presidential election year. The percentage of independents increased for the first time since 2014, when the number hit an all-time record high of 43%. Gallup said the dip in independent identification in 2016 and recovery in 2017 is a typical pattern for a presidential election year and the year after. Latent partisanship in some independents is likely activated in the highly political environment of a presidential campaign, but fades once the election is over. Gallup said the average over the past 8 presidential elections has been a 1% increase, although the increase has tended to be larger since 2005. The percentage of Americans who identify as politically independent is near its all-time high and remains the most popular political preference, while neither the major parties appear to be gaining in popularity. The percentage of Americans who identify as Democrat fell to 29%, which tied the party's all-time low in 2015. Americans who identify as Republican slipped to 27%, which is only 2 points above its all-time low of 25% from 2013.
For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports a federal judge on Monday threw out a criminal case against a Nevada rancher and 3 other men over a 2014 standoff with federal agents, saying prosecutors had repeatedly withheld evidence from the defense. U.S. District Judge Gloria Navarro dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning that rancher Cliven Bundy, 2 of his sons, and another man will not face another trial. Navarro had declared a mistrial last month. The judge's decision was a rebuke to prosecutors in the politically charged case, which arose from Bundy's grazing of cattle on federal land without paying fees for 2 decades. His defiance galvanized right-wing groups challenging U.S. government authority over vast tracts of public land. Bundy emerged from the courthouse to cheers from about 100 supporters and said he still did not recognize federal authority over the land where he grazed his herds. Navarro told a packed Las Vegas courtroom that prosecutors made several misrepresentations to the defense and to the court that amounted to misconduct and prevented a fair trial of Cliven Bundy, his sons Ryan and Ammon Bundy, and Ryan Payne. She said more than 1,000 pages of FBI memos were kept from the defense until well past an October deadline. Prosecutors appeared stunned after the judge's decision, and the Bundy family members wept in the spectator section. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
Right now, it's looking like tonight's record $500 million Powerball drawing could be cancelled, as embarrassed lottery officials have admitted they lost the balls. Douglas Bronstein, Deputy Director of the Multi-State Lottery Association, addressed the press moments ago. We have a quote, "We know how important the balls are to a successful drawing. I saw them the other day and I'm sure they'll turn up somewhere." Bronstein says it's usually Marketing Director Ben Callahan's job to keep an eye on the balls, but when reached for comment, Callahan said he just sits next to the balls. It's not his job to know where they are every second of every day. According to Bronstein, it's crucial they find the balls before tonight's drawing. Quote, "We'd love to use different balls, but these ones have the numbers on them." Bronstein added that once they figure out where the balls are, they promise to keep them in some sort of case instead of just lying around the office. When we return, we'll meet some of the undeterred Powerball superfans who are camping out before the big drawing dressed as their favorite numbers.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live. It's Free Talk Live. We're launching into the 3rd hour of the program. As always, you can join us here toll-free 855-450, free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got Skype as well. Skype username is LRN.FM. Feel free to dial us up there if you like. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
And Will.
We were talking about everything from cannabis decriminalization, gateway drugs, to the crypto girls, the new Japanese. I don't know if are they singing? It's really not clear. There's no video of these girls. I mean, presumably they're singing songs. I presume they're singing songs about cryptocurrency, given that all of the 8 members represent a different cryptocurrency. They've got luchador masks on, which is weird.
I love it.
They've got like little skirts and luchador masks on, so they look like your typical Japanese idol.
You're
group.
Protecting their identity. The people
because
who
they're secret.
Really are, that whole secret thing.
But some of them are admitting who they are. Like they actually have the names of the girls. Actually, it's only 2 of them.
Those are handles.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, those
They're
are
just
totally
stage names?
handles.
Stage
names, yeah.
You could be right about that. So they formed this group. The Japanese idol company Cinderella Academy created the group called Virtual Currency Girls. They picked the girls from an established group, apparently, but they're not saying in this Bitcoin.com article what the name of that group is. But yet they do name the girls. They go down the list. They range from ages 15 up to 22, and there are 2 girls in the group who did not disclose their ages. They then go on to talk about the Japanese K-pop and J-pop phenomenon that started in the 1970s, apparently, and how huge of a this has become a global thing. I mean, initially it was just in those countries.
Well, there was a band that came out of that movement back in the 90s and the early 2000s that was popular in the U.S. They make songs about food.
Who?
I can't even remember their name, but they literally, they were a band, they made songs about cotton candy and pizza and cheeseburgers. The lyrics were about eating food.
The lyrics of these songs are the most, basic, simplistic, poppy lyrics. There's no meaning whatsoever in at least the songs that I've seen. I'm not a humongous K-pop fan, but I did have a phase where I was listening to some of it pretty often. And I always enjoy not knowing what the lyrics are of these songs, because you can appreciate them musically better if you don't know that they're saying some vapid, stupid crap in the lyrics that just not, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to know what the translations generally are of these things. But, there's talent, man. There's a lot of talent in these groups. Of course, many of them don't write their own songs. They're just completely produced from top to bottom. They're sort of these interchangeable, disposable characters that they plug into these groups and have them sing and dance.
Well, the originals back in the day, and the name of that band was Shonen Knife, that does the songs about the food. They've been around for almost 30 years.
Wow, they're still going?
And they're still going. That's amazing. And the originators, that was original back then. It was super original and super trendy, and well, not trendy, but edgy, and it was considered punk back then.
I think I have seen some of that now that you mention the name of it, because that does sound very familiar.
And now, just like every other thing, hip hop became super corporate.
Yep.
Rock and roll became Van Hagar,
right?
So that's what that's what happens. Every beautiful thing that's about individualism and about individual expression, central planners decide they can make a buck off of it and take it over and turn it into crap.
And, certainly a lot of people are going to say that the J-pop, K-pop stuff is crap. I've enjoyed some of the product that I've seen that's come out within the last decade. I didn't get into it until within the last maybe five years. There's really a lot of talent. These girls can sing and dance like you wouldn't believe. They put a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of practice into the choreography of these dance moves that they have. And then the quality of the video production that they have is outstanding.
Oh, the Japanese are always on it when it comes to animation, video production.
Well, South Korea as well is huge down there as well.
They're always on top of it.
The budget, I don't know what the budgets are, but they look
even with small budgets,
right?
You know, like crowd-funded budgets. I've seen animation and video production come out of Japan and South Korea and Malaysia and that area that will blow your mind.
Yeah,
and all of it crowdsourced.
And now it's a lot of it's not, because a lot of it are these big companies.
Well, no, I mean the ones that I'm talking about specifically.
That you really
like there's three or four projects that are out there that were crowdsourced that are finished. I mean, there's dozens of anime projects that they're trying to crowdsource, but there's three or four.
You're talking about anime. You're not talking about J-pop or K-pop.
Just video production and animation and just that whole, it's all pop culture in Japan. All of it, from what they call slice of life anime, which is just about like being a kid in high school, and like our normal sitcoms here, but animated. You know, and all of that, J-pop, all of it, it's all the same thing now. It's all kind of tied in together with Japanese pop culture, and like the Japanese pop culture that's kind of packaged and then given to the rest of the world, that like people who are in the anime community are all into J-pop. You know, like they listen to the songs. Yeah. The J-pop people put the songs together for the anime.
It's as popular there as
it's all interlinked
as
there.
Pop music is here, right? Like here in the U.S.
It's the same. Like here we had, I'll be there for you, and that became a huge
poppy crap. Yeah.
It became a huge pop hit.
Yeah.
Same thing there.
Same thing. That's why I say the lyrics are vapid as hell if you actually look at the translations. Which is why I just like to listen to the music, because it's nice when you can't understand the lyrics and you can really it doesn't distract you from the
how stupid it is. Doesn't distract you from the fact that wow, that's kind of catchy and earwormy, and like I'm never going to get it out of my head.
There's the J-pop girls Baby Metal they teamed up a J-pop band, like teenage girls, with a heavy metal band that just shreds it, and it's an amazing meeting of two completely different worlds, right? Like heavy metal artists in the United States would never have, teenage girls in miniskirts up on stage dancing. That just wouldn't happen. But it did happen in Japan.
Kitty was pretty close.
And they made it work. I'm not familiar with that one.
Kitty was a heavy metal band I was into in the early 2000s, and it was all girl hard rock, and I mean they were really attractive girls.
That's cool.
Though. Like really, really attractive.
Well, these girls aren't playing instruments. The girls in this group, they're just the J-pop dancers or whatever, and singers. But then the band is backing them, and they kill it, man.
Japanese solid gold dancers.
It's amazing metal. I mean, the talent of the band and the metal band is just. But they're all anonymous. The guys in the band have masks on, so you don't know who they are.
They're luchadors too.
They're right. Okay, so that's a good example. So anyway, J-pop, K-pop, just a fascinating thing. You, of course, can comment here. Our toll-free number is 855-450, free like freedom. But again, there's no video of these girls yet, so I'm curious to see. I presume their lyrics are going to be about cryptocurrency, but we don't know because we haven't seen it yet. And also, are they going to change out the girls when, because they've got 8 girls here, and they all represent a different cryptocurrency, and they're all big cryptos except for Monacoin, which is at number 90-something.
Well, Monacoin is big,
but that's
in
Japanese.
Japan.
Yeah, it's a Japanese one. But a lot of the rest of them are top 10 cryptos. So are they going to change out the coins? Like if all of a sudden Cardano drops off the charts, because Cardano kind of came out of nowhere. It shot up to number 5 on the world crypto charts, and then if all of a sudden Cardano goes down to number 20 or 25 or something like that, are they going to keep the girl who's Cardano in the group, or are they going to change her out to Litecoin or something like that? Are they going to change the physical girl with a different girl? I'm just curious to know how they're going to handle the grouping of who's representing what over time, as these things tend to change in the cryptocurrency world.
Well, hold on, that doesn't look right. That's not Mona.
What are you talking about?
That's not Mona.
What are you looking at, the logo?
Well, no, I'm looking at the logo. Does it say that?
I see the Monacoin girl. They got the Monacoin logo on her.
She's got
a purple mask.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's with the little white kitty cat. I could barely make it out.
It was hard to see in the picture. Yeah, it's hard to see in the picture.
But that's Monero in orange with the bull.
Oh, that's Monero, the bull?
That's Monero, yeah.
Okay, I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Monero had a bull logo.
That's one of their logos.
I thought it was an M.
It is.
Okay.
But it's also a bull.
855-450, free like freedom. You bring up what you want here. This is Free Talk Live. Take control of the airwaves.
I got my Blink home security system delivered right to my door. I downloaded the app and it walked me right through the easy setup. Even with my complicated router system, I was done in like 10 minutes. Now it notifies me whenever something moves in front of the wireless cameras, or I can just check it whenever I want right from my phone. And I got you a deal. Get 3 Blink cams for what the other guys charge you for 1, plus an extra 10% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. blinkprotect.com/FTL. blinkprotect.com/FTL.
From the first letter of Captain Mark. History is full of flowery documents claiming to limit the power of the crown, but these poetic social contracts have been impotent to prevent the predation. Limited government is a lie they use to keep us submissive. The crown cannot be trusted to abide by its founding charters, nor its treaties, nor even its own rules. The essence of the crown is centralized violence, and I've had enough. That's why I raised my black banner. I am no revolutionary. My aim is not to reset the cycle of violence, but to break it. My aim is an evolved society, invisible to the crown. Not a new hierarchy, but decentralized networks with no central figure for the crown to target. If you want your servile life, keep it, but we will not submit to the crown's agenda. And when you are ready to stop being its beast of burden, ready for adventure and opportunity, join us at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip-in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. Welcome to the show. You can bring up what you want. Our toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. Coming up in just over a month from now, Free Talk Live is going to be broadcasting from Acapulco, Mexico at the 4th Annual Anarchapulco. It's going to be my second. I had the privilege of going this last year, 2017, and it was really a great event. They had all kinds of great speakers. This year they're upping the speaker level to the maximum because you really can't top Ron Paul, and they got Ron Paul in 2018. By the way, Ron Paul, the same Ron Paul who ran for president in 1988, 2008, and again in 2012. That Ron Paul, the very same one who signed the Shire Society Declaration toward the end of 2017, that's the guy who's going to be speaking as the keynote address at Anarchapulco February 15th through the 18th. That's when it's happening. We'll be there. G. Edward Griffin's going to be speaking. Jeffrey Tucker, Roger Ver, Larkin Rose, Jeff Berwick, Bruce Fenton, Brett Venat, Julia Taransky, Dana Martin, Juan Galt, Adam Kokesh, Kerry Wedler, Vit Jedlicka, and Sterling Lujan. Man, that's a great speakers list, and it also reads as like a guest list on Free Talk Live, because we've talked to all those people, almost all of them, over the years.
While you're in Mexico, enjoy between like all the fun and the speakers and the Bitcoin and the too much ayahuasca with the jaguar and the the boa constrictor or whatever the thing that they're doing, could you talk to Julia Taransky and tell her she needs to get in touch with me so I can get her on the radio?
Show? Yeah,
I need her on my show. She's an amazing member of the crypto community, and like what she does up there in Canada and like the work she's done.
I didn't know she was in Canada.
Yeah, and she's been pushing cryptocurrencies in Russia for years.
Oh, that's cool.
And the whole
we need more female cryptocurrency advocates, which is why I'm glad to see the cryptocurrency girls.
You'll see me wearing some of the T-shirts that promote the stuff that she does. I always buy her stuff.
But you're not pretty.
I mean, I'm definitely not as pretty as
you got a great beard, though.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Also at the event, music, live tunes from Jordan Page, Backwards, Rob Hustle, and more. You don't want to miss it. February 15th through the 18th. It's actually surprisingly affordable to go to this thing, because the hotels, even though it's like on the beach, really, really nice, it's not as expensive as you might think. So go to anarchapulco.com. and you can get signed up there using code FTL. Your travel costs would be the highest expense, would be my guess. Code FTL to get 10% off the tickets for Anarchapulco at anarchapulco.com. As we continue here, of course, we'll take your calls about anything. And by the way, thanks to all of our new viewers and chatters over on Twitch. This is our second night on Free Talk Live. Also, your show, Will, The Call to Freedom, is also now on Twitch, courtesy of the LRN.FM Twitch channel, which is brand new. And we're already up to 29 followers on Twitch, which is cool because I've used Twitch as a viewer over the last few months, and they will actually send you a notice if you've got their app installed on your phone.
Yeah.
They're going to send you a notice that pops up. Call to Freedom is live. Free Talk Live is live.
Whenever that's we go. Awesome.
Yeah, so like whenever you, right before your show, you hit submit on your show details, that's when they shoot out that notice. When you go live is letting people know, which is cool because YouTube never did that.
Yeah.
And so that may be why we're seeing twice the numbers tonight. Last night it was a little more. We had more viewers on Twitch the first night. Tonight, when I checked it earlier, we had twice as many people watching on Twitch, and that's just night number 2.
Yeah.
So again, welcome aboard to everybody out there, and thank you for the follows. We really appreciate it. Thank you for paying attention in the chat room as well. So our toll-free number here tonight, 855-450-FREE. We were also talking earlier about Jamie Dimon, the CEO of J.P. Morgan, who previously had attacked Bitcoin. He's now said he regrets making those comments and wasn't real clear as to why he regrets it. I think you guys were speculating earlier that his daughter was into Bitcoin.
No speculation. No? Mike was saying that when he first made his original comments about Bitcoin and how cryptocurrency was basically a scam, it was because his daughter had bought a bunch of cryptocurrencies, and he felt that she had been taken advantage of.
Right. No, I knew that was true. But
now she still has her cryptos, and she's done well. She's done very, very well for herself, and he has a great big chunk of humble pie to eat.
But the speculation, what I was saying is that what is the reason why he regrets it?
Yeah. The speculation we're wondering is like, I wonder how much the daughter is like. So, old man, big mouth,
dad,
thought that you knew everything, huh?
So maybe that's it. And I think that's a fair speculation, but he's not saying. He's not saying why that was. But I wanted to get into his quote here from 2015. Now, this is before we had heard of the Jamie Dimon guy, because he was making the splash in the headlines about Bitcoin at the end of the summer in 2017. But in 2015, when responding to a question about the potential for a decentralized shadow economy of cryptocurrencies, Dimon said this, quote, "It's just not going to happen. You're wasting your time. this is my personal opinion, there will be no real, non-controlled currency in the world. There's no government that's going to put up with it for long. And that's what I wanted to focus on here was cryptocurrency don't care about the government.
For real, yo, Honey Badger don't see your government, baby.
They aren't interested in your government.
Honey Badger doesn't see your government.
Now, there's no doubt that the government's going to try to do whatever they can. They're going to try to get in the way. They're going to try to regulate. They're going to try to control. But the brilliance of cryptocurrency as brought to us by originally Satoshi Nakamoto, the anonymous creator of Bitcoin back in 2009, which, by the way, just celebrated its 9th birthday on the 3rd of this month. The brilliance of it is nobody is asking permission. Nobody went to the government to say, can we do, please, can we make ourselves our own currency? No, nobody asked anybody's permission. They just did it. They created this code, they released it to the world, and the world took it to the most valuable thing as far as currency is concerned on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
At $15,000 per crypto, I guess per Bitcoin, it was down around 14 something earlier today. But it's tremendously successful, and nobody in banking had one word to say about it. And that's why they're mad. That's why people like Jamie Dimon are on the attack, because they see that this uncontrolled thing is a threat to their centrally controlled world.
14.4.
Yeah, they're the ones who are in control of money. They are the ones who have been historically in control of money. Them and their government buddies, they team up to debase the money that they create. They walk away, laughing all the way to their banks, while the rest of us get screwed by inflation, while the rest of us have to suffer as the governments print out more and more of this money. Just look at Venezuela if you need a current example of that. But Venezuela is just an exaggeration of what is the standard around the world. The standard is the government and the banks screw people by printing money. And when this other money, this more solid money that actually goes up in value over time has come out, well, no wonder they're mad. And so he's just touting the government line here, saying, well, there's no government that's going to put up with it for long. Well, that was 3 years ago that he said that statement. And now we got more cryptocurrencies than ever before, and there's now more value in the total amount of cryptocurrencies than ever before. So, I mean, he's wrong on all fronts, but of course the governments are going to try. And in fact, we got a story about the EU that is apparently going to be trying to crack down on cryptocurrencies. The Chinese government is demanding the miners exit the mining business right now. So, the government's...
Oh, governments all over the world are cracking down. India, Egypt... You name it.
Is that going to hurt crypto? Let's talk more about it coming up here in moments. Free Talk Live.
It's a no-brainer. A Big Berkey water filter is the one you need, period. You need a water filter that removes chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, BPA, and other endocrine disruptors, pesticides, bacteria, viruses, and much more, right? And does it all at only 2 cents per gallon. Get the original and most trusted name in gravity water filtration, Big Berkey. And now GCN listeners receive 5% off ceramic filter systems using code GCN. Call or click 1-877-99-BERKEY or BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY.
Fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon. I'm talking thick, meaty, center-cut presidential bacon. Savory and delicious. I buy some, I use some, I store some. Awesome. No refrigeration needed with a 10-year shelf life. NASA-packed technology. Bacon. Fully cooked, fully hydrated, ready to eat right from the packed bacon. Or warm and served. Life-saving, ready-to-eat bacon. 10-year shelf life bacon. Ships free at fullycookedbacon.com. Fullycookedbacon.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you AMP Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Join us here and dial toll-free at 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got Skype as well at Skype username LRN.FM. In the studio tonight, it's Ian.
And Will.
Will, you are the host of The Call to Freedom. It is a weekday show now. It's graduated from Sunday nights to weekdays. Afternoon drive, as they call it in the business, 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on LRN.FM. And I'm so excited, not just because you guys have gone weekdays, because that's an awesome level of commitment, and you don't see it from most libertarian talk shows because most of them, they got a day job and they just, they can't. As much as they might love to do radio. And it's great because now we've got 11 hours a day of live talk radio content on LRN.FM. You got Ernest Hancock would declare your independence from 9 to noon in the mornings, Eastern Time. You got you guys from 4 to 7 Eastern in the afternoons, Free Talk Live 7 to 10. And then in the middle of the night from 1 to 3 a.m., there's the Freedom Fiends as well. So we're loaded up with live content. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. But I know that some of our listeners have been asking for a long time, what's with Will? How come he doesn't have a podcast? We can't listen later. We can't, if you're working, you work second shift or something like that, you may not be able to listen at work. A lot of people have been wanting to listen to Call to Freedom in podcast form. That's coming soon, right? Like this week kind of soon? When's that going to happen?
They should start being uploaded tomorrow.
Okay.
Kind of soon. Daryl is working on it, finishing everything up right now. It'll just be like the podcast on the podcast websites, but then here coming shortly, it's probably about a week after that, you'll be able to actually listen to the podcast to each, like basically when you go to the website for the Call to Freedom, calltofreedomlive.com,
calltofreedomlive.com,
you'll be able to hear yesterday's episode playing today. Unless we're on the air, and then you'll hear our LRN player, and you'll be able to hear us live.
And you can subscribe to an RSS feed in your favorite podcast.
That is correct. So you'll be able to subscribe to the RSS feed from our website. So you'll be able to go to the website now. So you'll be able to get in on it. But the problem, here's the problem with podcasting, though. If you listen to the podcast, you can't win free money.
That is a problem.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not listening live,
Sorry.
you can't hear the faucets. You can't hear the Galactic Systems airdrops. I mean, we've given away yesterday. We gave away $32.
I feel bad for the people listening in the refeed in Africa or whatever because on LRN we play every live show again usually. So your show runs from 3 to 6 in the morning Eastern time as what they call a refeed or an encore presentation.
Yeah.
And of course, you add 5 or 6 hours and you're in Africa as far as what time it is, which we're on satellite there.
Yeah.
So 3 in the morning, add 6 hours to that, you're doing Ernie's shift basically, 9 a.m. to noon essentially in some parts of Western Africa. And I just feel bad if anybody's over there like, I want some of the Vertcoin, but it sounds like you're if they don't know it's a refeed, then it sounds like you're live asking for call-ins. I wonder if I'll be sitting in here up late one night at like 3 in the morning, see somebody call in when they hear the faucet sound effect to get the free cryptocurrency.
Right, and we give away a random amount every the Galactic
twice a
Systems,
show. Right?
Well, the Galactic Systems airdrops are $10. You get $10 of some currency that's supported by the Coinomi wallet. If you have
one of
a
the small
Coinomi
timers,
wallet,
though, right? One of the little guys.
Anything under $10. So maybe Monocoin.
Which could be a huge blow-up for somebody, by the way. You sit on that because you can't really do anything with it besides sit on it or trade it.
We've got Putin coins. We've got red coins. We've got insane coins. I went and bought $900 worth of cryptocurrencies, and most of them are worth more than what they were when I bought them. Some of them 6 times the value of what they were, and I bought them at $10 worth, and now I have $60 worth.
If it takes you long enough to give this stuff away, you may never have to buy more of it. You might just be able to keep giving off of that original.
I just feel like, you know what, Galactic Systems, you guys don't have to pay for your next contract. I still have $900 worth of coin to give away. You could give me $900 if you'd like, but I don't need to buy any more coin. But we give away a random amount of Vertcoin on the faucets. The faucet comes on. It could be $5. It could be $110.
Whoa. How do you decide?
Vertcoin. It's a random number.
Who picks
it out of a hat?
Who's picking the number? You? Okay. So
it really kind of just depends on how much my miners and my traders at the Vertcoin Discord server
they're funding it.
That's right. The miners and the traders there want you to have Vertcoin so badly that they're willing to give it to me to give it away.
That's awesome. I love that. Hey, check it out. It's calltofreedomlive.com, the new website?
No. Yeah. Calltofreedomlive.com.
That's the new site. Of course, it's on every day, weekdays, from 4 to 7 in the afternoon, LRN.FM. Don't miss it.
Listen to us on the TuneIn app.
That's right. That's probably the easiest way.
LRN.FM on your ride home in the car.
There is an LRN app. It's the official app, but I like TuneIn better. Gotta admit, we didn't pay for the official app, so you kind of get what you pay for. Toll free number tonight 855-450 free like freedom. David is on the line in New Mexico. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, David.
Since it relates, TuneIn app causes some interference with Skype. Sometimes I won't go into it.
Okay.
But since you mentioned it, you can ask me sometime if you want to, email or whatever. And also, that's what screwed up last night's call. Is there are other apps that also interfere with Skype, and if I don't manage them perfectly, then you can't hear me. So
that's
anyway,
unfortunate.
But what I was calling last night
First
about
world problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
What I was calling about last night, I'll simply say right now. I called last night because I was celebrating 11 straight birthdays and years in between of not seeing my my youngest child, Paisley Olson, because she was illegally trafficked by the state of New Mexico, and I did prove that with a unanimous 3-judge panel at the New Mexico Court of Appeals that she was illegally trafficked by a lower court judge. So I can say that because I have
How
proof.
come they didn't give you your kid back if you proved it in front of a court?
Good question, and I was going to bring that up. Since you bring it up now, I'll hit that topic because it was on the list. Here, what the Court of Appeals said is the illegal adoption that Judge M. Monica Zamora signed her name to is vacated, and we reverse it, and we remand it back to the Children's Court for appropriate action. That's paraphrasing, but they said to remand it back to the Children's Court for appropriate action.
So wait, just to clarify, was that them remanding it back to the very same judge that they vacated?
No, because this process takes years.
Got it.
And ironically, Judge M. Monica Zamora of the Zamora legal dynasty in the state of New Mexico, ironically, after putting up $250,000 cash from her family's contributions in order to campaign to get herself on the Court of Appeals, she went from being the chief judge of the Children's Court in the 2nd Judicial District in Albuquerque to being a Court of Appeals judge.
So what happened so she moved on, but what happened when your case got remanded back? What did the next judge do?
The next judge, Judge John J. Romero Jr., who is the chief judge at the Children's Court now and also the judge presiding in this case, he received the decision from the Court of Appeals, remanding it back to him saying, take appropriate action. Mm-hmm. So a reasonable person would expect that if there was a hostile attempt to transfer parentage from a biological parent to a step parent, and that failed on appeal by unanimous decision, remanding it back to the lower court saying take appropriate action, a reasonable person might think that appropriate action would be reunite these children with their father. Since you
might think, well, what did he do?
Yeah, but that's not the way it works in the courts in the U.S. The father has no rights whatsoever. Here's your right. You have a right to pay.
Or go to jail.
Or go to jail.
Yeah. To answer your question, he basically did nothing other than obstruct. After fighting for about a year and a half, finally got Judge John J. Romero Jr. to sign an order saying, okay, let's reunify the parent, me with my children. And the only way that you're going to see your children again is if you go find a reunification therapist that the court approves of. And so anyway, I met with that reunification therapist, and she was dangerous and hostile.
And she did not like you, and so therefore it stopped right there. David, thanks for the call. It's a tragic story and
not an
uncommon.
Unusual one.
Yeah, not uncommon. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE, 855-450-3733. We have time for you if you want to get your call in now. The final segment of this episode coming up.
Thinking about getting into cryptocurrency? It's time you looked into Dash. Dash is digital money that you can use to send instant and private payments anywhere for pennies. Dash offers a decentralized network where miners are rewarded for keeping it strong and safe. Dash has made a huge impact in the crypto world. Start your journey. Check out Dash.org for more information. And get in now on the future of cryptocurrency. Dash.org.
You've heard of Bitcoin Cash, but did you know there's now a Bitcoin Cash wallet? The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful full-featured Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core wallet that allows you to send and receive either currency with anyone, anywhere in the world. The Bitcoin.com wallet supports both single and multi-signature wallets and is available in multiple languages. The Bitcoin.com wallet is available for Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, and even Linux. Learn more at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. Call the Federal Tax Management Helpline that has been set up for you, 800-503-8625. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe more than $10,000 in taxes, call for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Federal Tax Management Hotline, 800-503-8625. That's 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agorist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agoristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agorist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agoristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agoristhosting.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media, and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free, at apps.lrn.fm.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road underground market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live. We've got a few moments remaining, enough time for you if you join us now. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. It's 855-450-3733. It's been a long, brutal day for you, Will Coley. You were on the radio for 6 hours straight, starting with a call to freedom earlier today at 4 o'clock.
I'm a champion, baby.
Eastern Time, and you're coming back to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, 6 more hours tomorrow, my man. It's good stuff, though.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a change for you. You've gone from being a hard-working restaurant man down in Tennessee to a cryptocurrency day trader and radio host in the evenings here in New Hampshire. Total lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yep.
And it's part of the New Hampshire freedom migration that's been going on. You are joining a group of thousands of people, and thousands more still to come, who are liberty-minded, people who care about freedom, and a bunch of them are into cryptocurrencies. A bunch of them are. So we really need to get more liberty-minded cryptocurrency advocates and users up here to New Hampshire so we can have a greater influence in the marketplace. The more of the cryptocurrency fanatics there are in one place, the more likely we're going to be able to get more businesses on to accept crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Because today I bought my tacos for lunch after I went on trial, which I haven't talked about today because the video's not up. I don't want to really get into what happened without you being able to actually go and see it. So we'll talk about that later. But went to Taco Biondo, which is the award-winning best taco place in all of New Hampshire. Not that there are a lot of good ones in New Hampshire, but this is the best one. Just really nice folks. They started taking cryptocurrency last month, and it took a year. It took a year of persuasion, of continuing to go back and patronize these folks and talking to them about cryptocurrency. And then, after a little while, finally got them to install a wallet on their personal cell phone so we could tip them with cryptocurrency. And that's sort of like your foot in the door. If you can get somebody at a restaurant or wherever to accept a tip in cryptocurrency, especially if it's an owner, then that's when they're going to see it. That's when they're going to hold their first amount for the first time. Just like you're giving away $10 worth on your show, The Call to Freedom. You get that first bit of cryptocurrency that they can hang on to and watch and see what happens as the price tends to go up over time. That's what catches their attention.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if the price was falling over 2017, it probably wouldn't have been very impressive.
It's not, and it's not the first time. Like, you and I both have done this ourselves. Like, I have people that I know that I'm like, look, man, like I have a friend, he has transverse myelitis, and he's gonna end up getting on.
He's in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's in really bad shape, and he's gonna end up on disability, and his 5 children to take care of still.
Yikes.
And disability subsidies are not going to do that.
Yeah, you're barely going to be able to take care of yourself.
Exactly. So, and I've been trying to talk him into getting into cryptos for a couple of years now. I've been pitching cryptos to the Muslim community since 2012.
Yep.
So he finally he came over, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to buy some Bitcoin Cash, and I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. And I'm going to give your son some. And I'm just going to give you guys some, and here's $20 worth.
Yep.
And call me when it's doubled. And
did he call you next week?
2 weeks later, it doubled. The price of Bitcoin was right before that big run Bitcoin Cash just had recently. And it went up to he had at one point it tripled. It was over Bitcoin Cash was over $3,000 for a little while.
The lady I gave a $10 tip to in December of last year posted an update to Facebook. She runs a barbecue truck here in town, elated that it was now worth over $110 at that time. So it went up tenfold in a 1 year time frame. Actually, more than that, because it ended up going up like 1,500, 2,000%. It's crazy. Hey, it's not all about Bitcoin though. There's a bunch of competitors out there, and one of them is Dash. It's digital cash. That's how I paid with my tacos today. I paid with Dash because Bitcoin is just too expensive. It's too slow these days.
That's what we use when we go out now.
Yeah, because you're in Keene.
Yeah.
Sorry to everybody else outside of New Hampshire, but if you're not
in our crypto community,
if you're not in Portsmouth or Keene, New Hampshire, you probably can't go and spend cryptocurrency. Unless you want to spend Bitcoin at some obscure place that might possibly take it where you are. Here, you can actually go into a restaurant, and you were a little exaggerated on your show. You said half a dozen restaurants. We're not quite to that point, but there are, I would say, 4 to close. We're getting close. They're mostly food trucks, and right now most of the food trucks are shut down for the wintertime. So as far as places you can physically go into, we're probably at 2 or 3 restaurants
at the moment. But in the springtime, that'll change.
Oh yeah, then you can get Vietnamese food.
What do you want?
You can get pizza. You can get barbecue. I mean, every food truck in town is taking cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Literally.
We need to start working on Brattleboro next.
Nah, you can do that.
Right.
Dash is digital cash, a digital money platform designed to replace cash and help people manage their own wealth. It's fast, it can be private and easy, fees are low, transactions are quick, and can be confirmed instantly. You can pay anyone, anywhere in the world, anytime for pennies on the dollar, and Dash is decentralized and run by users who earn rewards for helping run the network and make governance decisions. Anyone can invest in Dash and earn rewards for helping run the Dash network. So join Dash and help create a better financial system for everyone. Take back control over your financial future today and find out more at Dash.org. There's a lot of momentum behind Dash right now. Go to Dash.org and you'll find out why. Let's go to Sarah. She's in New Mexico. Sarah, you're on Free Talk Live with Ian and Will.
Well, you know what? It sounds like we might get the death penalty back here in New Mexico soon.
To get what back? I'm sorry. What was it?
The death penalty.
Ooh, that's bad.
You sound excited about that.
I don't think Sarah's in favor of the death penalty. I'm going to go out and make that prediction. Sarah, go ahead.
Well, the reason is because the Democratic governor that's more than likely to win, Grisham, she wants death penalty back, and she's a Democratic candidate running for governor.
Well, it just goes to show you that the people who support the death penalty are authoritarians across the board, whether they be Democrat or Republicans. But what do you think about it, Sarah? What do you think about the death penalty?
Well, I mean, look at, I want it back because we murdered 75 people just here in Albuquerque.
Stop murdering people. Why are you killing people?
I am not killing it.
Well, you just said we killed people. That sounds like you went and killed somebody. You and a group of people went and killed 70 people. I mean, that's not a good pastime.
Well, I have not ever killed one person, but I'm just saying our city, the murder rate is the worst since 20 years ago.
So
our murder rate.
Wow. Will, you were right. You were right. I'm shocked. Sarah, I thought you were a compassionate person. I thought that you were somebody who cared about humanity.
Come on, man. She wants the state to have the power to tell you what you can drink, and you're surprised that she wants the state to have the power to end your life?
Well, how about the 75 people that were murdered?
How about an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind? I mean, how about forgiveness? How about practicing forgiveness? I mean,
how about the dozens of people every year that are found to have not actually committed the crime that they were convicted of? Well, maybe if they weren't put to death, they're at least being exonerated and were supposed to be put to death.
Right.
What about the man who didn't get to go to his son's who was literally going to be executed the day of his son's graduation, and it was discovered that Harry Connick, you know, Harry Connick Jr.,
the singer.
Harry Connick, the Louisiana politician, knew that the father didn't commit the murder and hid the blood evidence, and the man was almost executed on his son's graduation day, and that the last minute he was saved. What about that kind of thing? What about murdering innocent people using the state?
What about the people who did get put to death on death row? I think they've estimated to be in the hundreds now of people who have been executed, but later on found out they were actually innocent of the crime they committed. What about those people?
Oops.
Well, you know what? That might, your state, New Hampshire, you have no death penalty. That works.
That's
for
not
your
true,
state.
actually. The New Hampshire does have the death penalty. Thankfully, it doesn't use it very often. There is one person, as I understand it, who is on death row in New Hampshire, and he's there for killing a cop. So that's what got him the death penalty.
You live in a state where they have death penalty, and then they use it once every 20, 30 years. So why don't you want that for us? That's what I want. I want
we
the
don't
death
want
penalty
that here.
Use it.
We don't want the death penalty.
I don't want the death penalty
I'm
here.
against the death penalty.
Yeah, I don't want the state to have the ability to simply arbitrarily commit murder. You know what? If someone were to do something to harm my family and I decided to forgive them, the state doesn't respect that. The state doesn't respect my right to forgive, my right to be compassionate. The state does not respect that.
75 murder in Albuquerque. How do you feel like that?
What does that
Just
have
keep trotting
to
out
do?
the same damn numbers, sir. You didn't address anything we said.
What does that have to do with my right to forgive? Or what if one of those 75 victims, their families want to forgive? The state will murder the perpetrator anyway. What about the respect for the rights of the victim as much as the victimizer?
Great question, and I'd love to talk more about how Islam actually is what you're talking about, where the victims actually have a say in what happens to the victimizer. But we are out of time for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. You can join us online in the meantime at freetalklive.com. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm.